Going here, a premium service that involves extra care and attention to detail, Blake. Do you know what that's the definition of? You don't. It's
black glove service?
White glove service, which is what you will receive from Fairlease. Our friends at Fairlease, you can find them at fairlease.org. I really hope none of you spent your weekend out looking for a new car, going dealership to dealership. You're all beaten. You're not getting to watch Rivalry Weekend. You can make this real easy from the comfort of your own home, on your laptop, on your phone, at fairlease.org. They handle everything, start to finish. That is that white glove service, Blake.
Can you increase negative equity?
Okay. Drive now, pay later, zero money down.
He's not helping, is he?
And no payments for 60 days. Good people, good listeners over there at Fairlease. So go check them out. When it's time to upgrade your vehicle scene, do it with Fairlease.
Hi there, little Longhorns. I'm Matthew McConaughey, and I love the University of Texas and rooting for the University of Texas Longhorns. Now, I hope you become a Longhorn fan, too. So, enjoy Baby Longhorn, and remember, hook 'em horns. LONGHORNS. Longhorns.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Saw him in his leather jacket on the scene at Aggie. The home of the jar.
Talking about the COM? Or is it the MOC? It's MOC, right? Minister of Culture?
You didn't stick the landing on your great line. A new update to attach my iPhone. All right.
Maybe later.
Maybe we'll deal with that later. Right now, I'm Dan McDowell.
I'm Jay Kemp.
I'm Blake Jones.
And we are live streaming today. How about that?
How about it?
How are you, Dan?
Boy.
Except 11 o'clock creeps up on you. What?
This guy's on the struggle bus over here. I can
how you
already
feeling?
tell. Dude, are you low on Vim?
Low on Vim, low on vigor.
Buddy, I got my vigor
I've had sickness.
compass runneth over.
Sickness running throughout me. Anyway, we're live streaming today, along with, we can't live stream without Rob Chickering, Video Man, who, according to Steve, we're here at Steve's behest. Steve Nolan. Not Steve J.D. Steve J.D. sucks. Steve Nolan.
Oh, okay.
He's
Sorry,
the,
I
looking at
slow
me
on the uptick there.
Quizzically. He said he made things hard for Rob, setting us up at Spring Park Club in Garland.
Yeah, we're at a rec center. We're at a rec center.
When it said Spring Park Club, I was country club.
Man, what do they got on the grill?
Oh, yeah.
Cart girls, or what are we looking at?
Can't wait for the...
This is a Garland club.
This is the Garland Country Club?
Yeah.
Oh,
I was like, wonder what the spread will be like. They have a bag of Fritos.
yeah, a couple of those. Very interesting setup per your typical rec center. When we walked in, or when I walked in at least, there are a collection of senior citizens, female, old women decorating for the holidays downstairs, and it distinctly smells like enchilada casserole, which is what old people...
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing technically wrong with it, although I'm not a big fan of the whole cream of mushroom into Mexican food crossover.
Interesting.
I'd be very surprised, and I'm open to being surprised, folks, if Mexican people consider enchilada casserole a Mexican food. My guess would be no.
I don't think the Mexican does the casserole.
Yeah, the food is kind of already casserole-ish, you're mixing a bunch of stuff together. But my point is, when I walked in, I knew, okay, this is a rec center. It smells like donations and people decorating for the holidays.
When I walked in, I thought, wow, what a nice place to broadcast from on a Monday, thanks to Steve.
I never said any of those things were bad things.
You just walked in, wow, what a pile of shit this is.
Nope. I walked in and said they're decorating and it smells like enchilada casserole. You assumed that. Projecting.
Thank you, Steve, for having us. This is a very nice place if you want to play tennis or pickleball.
Is that the pitch today? Do you have to live in the town?
So it's an HOA, but we have numbers as well.
Okay. It is a very nice place. I can tell you this did not exist in, like, North Richland Hills, for
Look
example.
at this nice Garland view we got.
Well, if you're holding anything up next to North Richland Hills, you're like, oh, this is
No,
nice.
that's not. That's. You know, one time, one of the first shows I played in with a band.
Oh, look who
Now
was
we
in a
play some of
band.
his music, and now he wants to tell us about his band.
We played
Every day.
I think we had to pay for it. Probably we rented out the rec center. Now there were no pickleball courts, no tennis, nothing like that. But there was a rec center, not as nice as this one, but it had an upstairs. And they shut us down about halfway through the show because a rec center is typically not used to having a concert there.
You just rocked too hard?
They said that the floor was caving in, like the tiles were coming off of the seat. It's not made to have 75 kids jumping up and down, plus like extremely heavy equipment. So that's my rec
So
center
look, they
upstairs
drew
experience.
75 kids to see their band.
That was not an uncommon
Such
thing.
humble bragging.
Now, I know that because I remember looking at the tickets sold and then our take-home from the Door, which was a Christian-oriented youth venue that would sell $10 tickets and give you $1. Which was tough. Not very generous. Personally, I feel like Christ himself would have struck a better deal with us, but in any case, I haven't spent much time up here, Garland.
No.
I don't really know what it is.
Who would?
Me.
Well, he lives here.
Yeah,
right out
Well,
here.
Grew up here.
Didn't you go to school here?
Yeah.
What was your high school?
Garland Christian Academy.
Are they still rolling?
Still rolling. But this is kind of old Garland. It's nice.
It is. It's a very pretty area.
It's very west of Garland.
Okay.
Okay.
If you wanted to get an idea of where in Garland you are, it's very west Garland.
Well, Garland is Carland, right?
Did they say that?
I don't know. Aren't you from here?
We never
What's he
said that.
doing? Yeah, no, that's not good at all.
Oh, all right. Well, there's going to be a lot more of that to come today.
We should get some of those broads down there up here and see what they got working.
Broads
with today.
are very nice women
Yeah.
who are volunteering their time to decorate.
But they're so old, they're accustomed to being called
Oh,
broads.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, trust me, dude.
Like they would love
The
being
show
called a
they're
broad.
doing down there
Or a
is
skirt.
easily as interesting as the one we're going to do today. They got gossip. Trust me. They know who hadn't been pulling their weight when it comes to the potlucks.
I think I did hear that on my stroll upstairs about how I've only been here since August, and I feel like I'm fitting in nicely.
Oh, yeah. Somebody else has to go, though, for you to fit in.
Yeah.
Sometimes it happens naturally.
Should we do a weekend check?
I don't believe you that old people get around like that.
On today's program,
Go ask them.
I'm looking at too much.
Too much, dude.
College football,
Man.
flag planting, today in Twitter, Mavs, around the NFL, a lot of Cowboys, and the weekend check. And maybe I missed some stuff.
Do you like that Jack doesn't know where to go?
I am currently watching our intern just confused walking around the
No,
property.
don't. He can figure it out. Don't
Yeah.
go get him.
Oh, that's mean.
He's
Intern
gonna-
Jack is walking
He
around.
just
Yeah.
wandered onto a tennis court.
Yeah, so where are we? Spring Park Club in
Now he's
Garland. If
walking
you want to
into the
come
pool.
out, we're actually live streaming, and you can come out and sit in this room. I think there's plenty of chairs, but guys are just bringing a chair in as they show up. And then they'll sit here, and we're in a room.
Hey, look at this photo. You can get married here. I wonder if that's
Yeah.
his daughter or his wife.
You can get married anywhere.
Technically, I guess that's true.
Yeah. But they might offer it here. Anyway, weekend check could be brought to us by Elite Rides DFW. The greatest way to travel in DFW.
Especially on the weekend.
Well, I think anytime actually. You got maybe you got a flight scheduled. Take a ride in Elite Rides DFW. If you're going to a game or a concert, do we have any games tonight? Who do the Mavs got?
They're off tonight, but I bet you they got one coming up, Dan.
Okay, maybe
Yeah,
a
the hockey's-
Cowboy game. That would the greatest way to travel, especially for like a big group of people. What's their big one called?
The Sprinter.
The Sprinter van.
That's like 12, 13, 14 people, maybe more, all very comfortable. Or you can take it with just 2 people and sit very far away from your friend and coworker.
That's what we did. Yeah, the cleanest ride you'll ever take. They got free water in there for you.
Check them out, eliterides-dfw.com, 844-RIDE-DFW, Elite Rides.
Is there like a deal?
DFW.com.
The Dumb Zone, sorry.
And the promo code is DZ15. You'll get 15% off your first ride. Good people's over there. This is the way you want to go to an event. It's Elite Rides DFW. Boys, weekend check. It's a big weekend. I haven't seen you guys in forever.
No, I really missed you guys. Thought a lot about you. I know you were moving, so I'll tell you my boring stuff first. I was sick throughout the whole weekend. I'm feeling much like today is the day I've felt the best.
Ooh.
But
Sound awesome.
do I sound bad?
Yeah.
No. You know
But,
what's funny is you sound like old Dan, like 2009 Dan.
So just unhealthy?
Kind of, but that's kind of a compliment.
It's kind of like your thing of being like looking old. Or if you kind of got fat early.
Yeah.
You know what I
Then
mean?
you
Because
still
like you
look like
set
that.
the baseline.
Yeah.
But now you got healthy. You sound healthy.
Yeah, when I started eating better, I stopped getting sick. I don't get sick very often.
Yeah. Right.
So it was weird to get sick.
Unless I have a little something in store for you.
Unless you have the vid. But I don't think this was the vid. It didn't feel like I didn't have a fever. I didn't feel achy like that. It was just some kind of congestion or some kind of crap. Whatever. It's going around, Jake.
That's what I've heard. I was
And,
telling Dan last night when we talked, I was like, man, you sound not so good. I watched all of the Mavs that we had missed in about a day and a half. It felt like there was 5 games. The whole team's sick.
But I feel good. I feel the best I felt in a week. But throughout the weekend, I was thinking, man, why couldn't I have been sick during our Christmas party? Wouldn't that have been great to miss that? Like, because we have a Christmas party scheduled for Tuesday.
Yeah.
And
Grab a chair.
I wanted to miss it, but I can't.
If you see our intern out there, will you show him
Hey, grab
the
a
way
chair
in?
as well. Yeah. You just don't want to go.
Also, we call it a Christmas party, folks.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Red-blooded.
And then, and I was feeling better
Were you
yesterday.
saying you were actually going to do like a purity test like they did at Columbine?
How does that?
Where you walk around.
That was not true.
Well, I have a number of people who spoke at.
Do you believe in Christmas or whatever? What did I say?
Yeah, and if you don't,
Or if I say
kind of the reverse of what they did.
Happy Holidays, and then you answer back with Merry Christmas, then I move on. I'm good.
Yeah,
Okay, but if you say Happy Holidays back, then you're done.
you're done.
Okay. Sure, I'll do that. I hung my Christmas lights, which last year I was very disappointed that Blake thought I didn't do that. You know what my Christmas lights are?
Yeah, they're like out on the street or something.
It's on that brick wall.
Yeah.
So we are at the what is it? A fork? We're at the is it the fork of 3 different cul-de-sacs? I live on the corner, which goes off into 3 different cul-de-sacs. And at that corner, there is a brick wall, like indicating this is the neighborhood. And so on that brick wall, I have big Christmas lights that do say Merry Christmas. It's a long strand of, I don't know what you call it. Icicle lights, you've seen those hanging around houses, but it's icicle lights. During the day, it just looks like nothing, and then during the night, it spells out Merry Christmas. It's
Okay.
really nice.
Yeah.
I love it. And our 10 neighbors that live back there love it as well. And so as I'm putting it up, I mean, one of the reasons they love it, you know where we live.
Helps you see at night.
Well, it helps you see, but it says Merry Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
If it said Happy Holidays, that would shun us from half the neighborhood.
Yeah.
The fact that it says Merry Christmas has been brought up no less than a dozen times by our neighbors saying, hey, I'm glad it says Merry. Like they say that to us. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I don't know. I would have bought the Happy Holidays if that was sitting there too. This was the only one sitting there. Anyway. And then everybody who drives by as I'm putting it up, because it's a couple-hour chore, it's like when you're washing your car in the street.
Oh no, you guys!
Like I'll be, my back is to the street, but then I'm doing it And then I hear the car is sitting back there like 30 seconds, so I turn, and they roll the window down and love the lights. Glad you're doing it again this year. Okay. And they're on their way. And then, that one guy stopped. He's like, is it going to say Merry Christmas again this year? As if I could reprogram it. And I said, yeah. If it doesn't, I failed in my job. So we have banter. And so now I'm pissed. Like every effing person in my cul-de-sacs are going to stop and make some remark as I'm doing this. And then white truck is coming up, and I'm like, oh, God damn, again. And then he just passed me. And then I'm like thinking in my head,
what a douchebag.
What an ass.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here working for the cul-de-sac for
right.
you. You
Okay.
don't even have the common courtesy to, make a comment.
Didn't
or
even
just
throw
say,
an apple at you.
Say thanks. So
See, I'm actually surprised because I thought I was seeing the field pretty well there, and I thought you were going to tell me that you got a hey, when you're done, why don't you head down to my house?
Yeah.
Oh, I might have got one of those.
That guy's the best.
That's the car wash.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I line up here?
Hey, how much?
Yeah.
So you even this is like your flu game.
Yeah.
Even while sick, you got out. That's how much you love Merry Christmas.
Well, I mean, I was looking at the weather, and it was like, it ain't going to get better anytime real soon.
It's
And
either
then-
that or your wife
put it
and
up.
daughter were both in the house, and you were about to lose your mind and would have fought through
That could have been
at
part of it.
Buffalo temps.
But the
last
wife
night.
was inside doing the indoor Christmas stuff. She did all that. So we're now Christmased up. We're ready to roll. Let's do it. Whatever that means.
Yeah, I don't really know. I had a dream that I would end up in a house that didn't decorate for Christmas, and
How's that going?
it's not. But anything is a big step down for me because my mom is addicted to Christmas, and my stepdad too. Really, like they win awards. They go.
Your mom won the neighborhood award for best decorated house, right?
In Grapevine,
In a house that she
Wow.
right in
and the
the
place that
city of
calls
Christmas.
themselves the Christmas capital of Texas, and their business won second.
and
in
she was
the,
pissed.
Business thing. Yeah, she was telling me it's all politics. I was like, what about the one you won?
She earned that one.
And it was a house she was renting. So
Yeah, I
it's
think
not
it-
even like her house.
Yeah, exactly. No, she was definitely selling me on like the hey, I don't know. I mean, maybe Aikman's taking MVP votes away from him, and that's why neither one of them can win it type deal.
There you go.
But no, I mean, it was Christmas absolutely just bukkakied all over my house as a child every year. And now it's there's trees and some decorations, which I can live with.
Is your wife not as stoked?
She's normal stoked.
Okay.
But no one is as stoked as my mom. Literally. Can't happen. But yeah, we do have 2 trees up. We got 2 trees now, bruh.
2?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I doubled the size of my home, my man.
You're back?
It's the happiest I've ever been in my life.
Your back?
Well, we live there.
Okay.
You moved back into your house that
Yeah.
you were renovating for 6 months, 8 months?
7.5. And
Okay.
I have lots to say, lots of thoughts. Maybe I won't get to all of them here. I'm not sure, but there were a lot of delays. Everybody makes the contractor's joke about, hey, whatever they say, add this to it, times X, and it's true. And I knew that. It was still somehow worse than I imagined. I know that there are people who listen to us who are in the general contracting game. Qualis, for example, I know that that's part of their activity. I don't think they do full remodels like this, but typically what you have the contractor is the guy you deal with, right? Your GC. And then there's a builder. Well, the contractor is the one you deal with most of the time. This guy was super cool. He might even be a listener. I couldn't really tell. If it was one of those, if I ask this guy, do you listen? He's going to be like, listen to what, douchebag? You don't want to assume it. And the house looks great. So if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, but I have some real issues with your game. One, it doesn't help. You know how Dan doesn't like the idea of getting a pedicure because it makes him feel racist?
Yeah.
Because there's Asian women doing his nails. Sorry, I didn't mean to just look over that direction at the one Asian listener we have here. The contractor being asleep outside on the swing with his hat over his face while all of the Latino workers are toiling away, every single time I go over there, did not inspire confidence in me.
So the non-Latino?
Yeah, the white guy who's in charge is just
Oh.
like, okay, see, I see what you did there.
I'll just stand and nap? Okay.
Yeah, like he doesn't actually do any work. He's just the maestro. And so he became that image of him just asleep out there with his puffy vest on and his $200,000 F-350 and his hat. That to me, every time I drove by, I was like, this is not true, but that's why we're 4 months late right now. This is the image that represents this whole process to me. Mm-hmm. And then we got in Friday, but apparently it was like, dude, we had to do a mad dash to finish.
So if you're in – oh, okay.
And he's like, usually I have more time to check everything out, so there's going to be some stuff that doesn't work. We'll take care of it over the next couple weeks. And apparently
– So they were late on their initial timetable?
We were supposed to be back in August.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So he
But now he's telling you why.
told the wife, like, hey, we got like a month of work done in the last week. So usually I have a little more time after. So there's, like, for example.
Like what if you had done that?
I'm like, yeah, huh?
2
That's
months
interesting.
ago.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I said. Like, there are going to be material delays and things like that. But beyond that.
But when it's budget, like when it's going to be over budget, what do? You can't be like, oh, okay, no. Because they're in the middle of building it, right?
Yeah, they've got you by the balls, and they know that. But, like, there's showers that don't drain. Some hot water's not great. Some outlets don't work. The backyard and, like, the whole driveway and my mini den are not done. But we get to live there. We get to live there, and for the first time in my life, I own a nice, big-ass TV.
There you go.
I don't think I've ever gone above 50.
But why, again, though, why would there be two Christmas trees? Just put one in one room, and that's it.
This is a common thing for people if you have like a family room and a living room. Like we have a playroom now.
And you have to have a Christmas tree in there?
I suppose.
Which one are you going to open presents under?
Right.
Don't know.
Okay.
Don't have any idea. But yeah, we got moved in. 12 hours on Saturday or Friday and Saturday, pretty much. But it was worth it.
Oh, you should have called. Would have helped.
No, there's a reason I didn't.
How big is the TV then?
75, and it is a frame, so it looks like it's art on the wall.
That's awesome.
Got it on a little Black Friday deal.
Oh yeah.
From
Did you stay
I
up
feel
overnight?
like you need to say Nebraska Furniture Mart because when I say NFM, I think of a porn term.
Clothes female.
Nude male
Yeah.
or clothed
Nude
male, nude female.
Yeah.
So, yeah, got a great deal there. Bought the Switch and all the accoutrement on
There you
Black
go.
Friday. Now
Did
it's
you,
all...
like, at midnight, you were up?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's mostly online now. That's why on Cyber Monday, I just have cyber sex.
Yeah, today's Cyber Monday, guys.
Yeah, you cybered anybody?
What are we getting?
We have a Dumb Zone calendar
We
for
do.
sale.
We do at dumbzonemerch.com.
Yeah. So there's our calendar thing.
Yeah, there's our calendar thing.
Or there's our Cyber Monday deal.
It's a cool calendar. It's got cool, fun pictures. Yeah, there's us as the boys.
Wacky pictures, yes. We dressed up as the boys.
God, Blake is stacked.
Blake dressed up as, I can't even remember her name now, Starlight.
Fake fan.
Well, it's been, it's been tough. I finished the series a couple weeks ago, and I'm a little upset about it.
You might have
Just finished Gen V this weekend, though. Thanks for asking.
It might have been you forgot her name because she missed a few episodes dealing with her real-world problems as a woman of having a period.
That's, one of the heroes found out that she had powers when she got her first period.
Boy, that ain't no lie.
She ended up killing her mom with the period.
And you
little
want us to
spoiler
watch
alert.
this
Yeah.
show?
Yeah, dude. Like, it just keeps getting worse. What is Gen V?
That's the spin-off.
Oh, God. He's into spin-offs
There's a spin-off?
Yeah, there's a spin-off, so it's like a school for aspiring soups.
They should just call it The Girls and just run a new series of characters.
Yeah, woke America.
Yeah.
That's not what we do with the boys. The boys is really woke.
No, we got moved in. My father-in-law got all of his tools stolen from in front of the house. That was a tough scene.
Oh.
Yeah. Left him out where we were unloading and we ran over to the other house. He'd be the first to tell you that was not a smart move.
Yeah, the
Is
cop.
this the cop?
Did I say my stepdad?
Yeah.
No, my father.
You said father-in-law. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no. My
Right.
my wife's dad drove up, which is awesome because he can do anything. Like they came to mount the TV, which I paid for delivery because I just wanted it done. And they got there, and after about 15 minutes, bunch of bitching and hemming and hawing. We can't do this. This is not going to work on this wall. We got to have
a load bearing.
Well, it was like there's
I
a
love that
cabinet
term.
built in
I don't
front
know
of
what
the
it
wall.
means. I don't know how to deal with it, but
Yeah.
I'll bet like Rob would know how to hang something on a load bearing wall.
Well, it was that there was a cabinet built onto the wall, so the guy's like, "This isn't going to work. I got to call my boss. She has to come out here and approve it." I'm like, "That doesn't sound like a real story."
Right, because you said she
it's
is
a lady.
boss, yeah.
And then he's like, "She might be here Monday," and I swear, my father-in-law just cut him off, and he goes, "I'll tell you what." He goes, "I'll pay you $300 today. You come back into the night. You hang the TV, or I do it right now." And the guy was like, "I don't know. Maybe I can make it back." And Dale was just like, "Be gone. I got this." And he did. And it
you
took him
saved the
about
money.
5 hours by himself to do it. He was like, "This is a bitch, these type of TVs and this wall." But he got that done.
How long would it have taken you or me?
It would have been impossible. Literally, we would still be there.
Would you even start?
We would still be there. Like, it almost looked like when they plan a golf course or when they plan like an attack in the military. He created like a mock-up, cutting out pieces of paper and a little model of exactly how it was going to go so he could get everything right and like practice on it. And then he just blew up those dimensions. I was like, what the fuck is he doing in there?
It's great. Great to see.
And even the model was perfect.
Yeah, I love to see men work.
Dude, and I'm just thinking he's got to be looking at me the whole time like, you cuck.
Yeah.
I was
all right.
mopping, like feeding the kid.
Right, asking him if
breastfeeding.
he needs any water.
Yeah.
Like
what do you
you're
got? What do you
serving
need,
him.
bud? These little spritz on you. It doesn't help that my dad's there. He's just doing an older guy version of me. Onesie and twosie moving, picking up like a rake and walking in.
Yeah, he must have
My
felt worse.
father-in-law's like rewiring the
He'd
house.
feel worse than you, though.
Well, yeah.
Like
I mean,
if you
I'm
had a
gonna get there.
rival father-in-law or whatever,
Yeah.
that would be worse.
Yeah.
The in-law or the grandma, like in my family, we don't have any dudes. It's all women, but the grandma feud,
Oh, yeah.
like they hate each other.
Sure.
They won't overtly say it, and they'll never even tell us.
Everybody knows.
But they hate each other.
Everybody knows.
Did you guys ever do Black Friday shopping growing up?
No, I don't do lines if I
Man.
can avoid it.
When I was a kid, my parents would have all the newspapers out, find all the deals, and then whether it was back then I guess it was 6 a.m., you'd go, and I only think I got to go once. But I always looked forward to that growing up. Find your deals, get in line, watch people fight, maybe get that one or two good deals, and it'll make your Christmas. And it just sucks that we don't do that anymore.
I miss it from a just cultural erosion standpoint. Like there was a prime period where Black Friday was still very popular IRL, like you actually had to go, and the internet was out there. That was fucking great. Like when you
Just
would
to see the
you would just
stampedes,
wake
trying to
up
get the
on
TV
Friday
or
morning,
whatever.
yeah, just pepper spray, fighting, people fighting over an Elmo. That was a
Yeah.
good time.
Yeah.
That was a good time. The
that wa-
internet's robbed us of that.
But that's kind of how we used to end Thanksgiving was you eat, you watch football, but then at the end of the night, someone's going to put down a pile of paper, and everyone's going to spread it out and find deals. And then the men are going to wake up early in the morning and go get them. And I just thought that was all. I was looking forward to that, and that just sucks that we don't
Truly
do that anymore.
tapping into our hunter-gatherer biology. The men shall go hunt.
I had a pretty big high school football weekend
Did you ever?
where I took the family to see Lovejoy and Anna play Friday afternoon, and then I had to skedaddle to get to the Argyle game.
This guy, dude.
So left the family there. They
Took the family.
They reported live for me, so we knew who Argyle was going to play in the next round.
What is that? So you took your wife and kid
Yeah,
and then left them at a high school football game?
I did.
My God, you have a different life than I do.
I mean, I like high school football, but I don't live in this guy's zip code.
Well, Brooks enjoys it. He enjoys watching the band and them score touchdowns, and he really likes the referees right now for some reason.
God, what a narc.
And it's something to
Jesus,
do outside
dude.
of the house.
Because he knows he could be a lead referee.
Dude, I've never,
in the Super Bowl.
ever, like we've talked
I
about
thought about
disciplining
what if
your
I trained him
kids.
from a young age to be a badass referee?
Whatever Sean Hockley did.
Well, he had some help.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Ed Hockley, I'm sure.
I've never thought about physically disciplining my child ever, but if my son was like, I love the ref, that might change.
I want to be a back judge. Then Argyle won pretty handily.
By the way, did you catch the fact that the team he went to go see in the game that he had no work affiliation with was just
Yeah, he was scouting.
the next round? Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what the Leopards got on offense.
You're a dork, and I love it.
So then Argyle won, and then Saturday, let's run it back. We went to go see another one. We saw Richland play Denton Ryan at the Star. And
Gave him hell, but
No, you didn't.
on the scoreboard. There was
No,
some garbage
some
time.
garbage time touchdowns, but Denton Ryan won pretty handily. But, yeah, it's something to do out of the house and let Brooks run around the Star a little bit. Had a nice high school football weekend.
It's weird, dude.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel it's weird.
It's not weird.
They go
He
to
does
3 high
to a
school
different
football
degree.
games.
He does it to a different degree, but I would quite often, the Friday after Thanksgiving, would go with dad, uncle, and grandfather to a high school game we had no affiliation to. Like Pennington Field over in in Euless, Bedford area, there was always a good game there.
Yeah. And then I'll leave you with this, since we're turning into kind of a hygiene podcast, it seems like.
Dude, I have an update for you. Go ahead.
Well, I think it started maybe with Jake doesn't rinse after brushing his teeth. Dan doesn't shower anymore, apparently.
I just writ large, yeah.
I've come across a development that I would like to share with you because I think it's changed my life. And that is Gold Bond down there after the shower.
You're powdering up?
Powdering up.
Okay.
All these linemen do it, and I thought, might be nice to just smell better just everywhere. And so, yeah, just a handful of that down there. Give a little pat.
Yeah, a little poof.
I feel great.
The
Yeah.
poof is when you toot. You ever seen a lineman, a Gold Bond fart?
Yes.
Those are great.
Yes.
But apparently this is the thing. There's a bunch of brands that have different scents and different lotions is apparently the way
Kind
to
of do
go
the
now.
LeBron thing with your taint.
Kind of. Just lay there and just
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, try
Lotion
it.
seems like a bad idea. I don't want liquid.
It somehow it dries.
Interesting.
It's strange, but
Because I have to do the dry deodorant. Like I can't do gel deodorant.
it's
It's
a
just
spray.
No, it's wet, and then I get wetter.
I thought you did Axe body spray.
Yeah, I got a coupon from my.
You just look like an Axe body spray.
FHM.
Doesn't he?
No, look, I know.
There was definitely a day where he was.
Oh,
I won't shower. I'll just axe.
that's interesting. So, how do you apply it? Do you like happy baby and then just dump it in
So,
there?
I've done
Or
it
do
all.
Do you do like your like pulling it up from the bottom? You know?
Like shining my bowling ball.
Yeah, like that.
So I've tried that happy baby where I'll lay my towel down and I'll just kind of.
You lay on your bed backward with your ass up in the air?
No, I said towel. Like no, on the floor.
Okay, but you're on your back.
So it's even worse
I
to
di-
lay on the floor.
I didn't want to waste any of it.
Yeah.
But I found I don't want to do that. That's
Just with
too
your
hard. It's
feet
too
up
much.
by your ankles.
Yeah,
like,
because one
waiting to
time,
get ready.
one time my wife walked in. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
She's like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, I think I'll put my drawers on, and then that way the drawers catch it all.
Okay.
And then it's like leftover for later if you want it.
Okay.
But give it a try. It's nice. I'm pretty confident sitting next to you that I don't stink.
I have heard I got to do something for running long distance, like for your thighs. I know there's like I think gel is popularly used there, but I may go with the powder. But no,
powder shot.
my one hygiene update is I did go from Thursday morning until last night without showering.
This cannot be a trend.
It's not a trend for me. I have an excuse, and it's not the point. It's that I didn't have hot water.
I thought you loved the cold shower.
I didn't love it that much. It was
Okay.
cold outside. And then it's like, what's the point? Like Friday morning, we get up, we start moving at 7 a.m.
Fist bump.
I don't want to bump for
Why?
that.
We did it together.
are you
I
not
also
gonna-
didn't.
I don't want to bump for
You're
that.
not going to walk it back, Dan, after
I
you
didn't
got
shower
sick
Thursday
immediately
until
after not
Sunday.
showering?
I felt disgusting. I will
That's
tell you
anecdotal evidence that it was
I don't
because.
know. I think there's a correlation
that. I felt
there.
disgusting.
You haven't been sick in
But
forever.
how good did you feel once you showered? That's the thing.
God, how's he always have a way out?
See?
He's right.
No,
It
there's-
was like
You know
the
what? Do
best
it.
feeling.
Blow me up.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Dan.
You guys are sick.
All right. Let's start off with Cowboys. Our next Cowboy watching party is going to be a week from Monday. So who do they got this weekend?
So a week from
Today.
A week from today. I'm sorry. Who do they got this coming weekend?
The Bengals.
Oh, yeah. They couldn't move it because it's the
Oh, wait.
Simpsons
That is
game.
the next. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So the
You're
next
fine.
Cowboy game
Yeah.
is a week from today. And we have a sponsor for Cowboys. It's a brand new sponsor to the show. And I must let you know, because I have the copy here, they're not big on the improv. So I forgot to tell you before the show.
Well,
but
I have a feeling I won't be that involved anyways.
let's all get excited for Tito's Handmade Vodka, our newest
cool.
sponsor. And we have a checklist every week when we host our football watching parties. The big screen TV, comfortable seating,
Yes.
and, of course, Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Nice.
Tito's is America's favorite vodka for a reason. It is a spirit that knows how to focus on what's important. That's why it comes in a standard bottle with a modest paper label, so all you pay for is the high-quality vodka inside. Tito's is 6 times distilled until it's just right. Naturally gluten-free and mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. We are fired up to be associated with a brand like Tito's because not only is it known for great vodka, but for giving back by teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. It is the vodka for dog people, after all. Find your new favorite cocktail with Tito's by visiting titosvodka.com. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Incorporated, Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Distilled from corn. Copyright 2025. Crafted to be savored responsibly. Now, we talk Dallas Cowboys as they were victorious on Thanksgiving Day. So long ago.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
so long ago.
Seems like we've had a lot of things happen since then. You've showered.
They pardoned Hunter.
Oh, my gosh. So much is going on.
It's crazy out there.
Brandon did well.
Our Brandon of the week.
Gosh darn it. I forgot to text him this morning just to see what his schedule's like.
Dude, not only did Brandon do well, I had the whole first half was with one family, second half was with another. The first half, I had the whole group, the whole gathering, 20 people on their feet, like, we're going to get a look at a 68-yarder here. Gather round.
Oh, heading into halftime? For
Yes.
sure. I had that note.
I was like, everybody was kind of barely paying attention. It's the end of the quarter. I'm like, no, this is huge. This is history, folks.
My whole existence is now waiting for that.
Dude, imagine being
because they were at the 50.
I know.
When that drive started, and I thought, how could they not advance? Oh wait, Cooper Rush is the
Yeah,
quarterback.
this is one airmail. I'm like, all right.
It'll
we're
be
on
so
track.
easy to not advance.
Imagine being his family.
Yeah,
Like you say, you get geeked up for it.
yeah. Let's take a look at the final stats on this. Yeah, Rico, another good game. What did Zeke end up with?
Got
Just 'cause
himself
Zeke-
a tutty, didn't he?
No,
He did not. Was it a short? I thought he had one.
he did not. Did he?
No, you're probably right.
Okay,
Gallo had the
1
one
for
short.
4. He did
Yeah.
have a fumble, but it wasn't a lost fumble, right?
Correct.
Or it was a handoff fumble. But anyway, the whole Zeke thing is still hilarious. Tom Brady game.
He's so good.
The Madden thing. How long are we going to do Madden forever?
Why not? Why not?
Why was it such a big deal this time? Like, it feels like this time it was bigger than last time when he was.
And last
also
time
dead.
he had just died.
Yeah.
But I think now, because they've named like the trophy after Madden.
Yeah, and they put the thing on the jerseys.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just trying to envision a world where somehow Romo becomes like the signature of a game, like Because that's what Madden was, the color commentator for the games for so many years. And then all of a sudden he became beloved, and obviously the Madden video game, but, you know.
Yeah, but the problem for Romo, despite the fact that he does do a lot of Madden impersonating, is that he'll never be considered the best analyst in the sport again. Because Brady will be.
You think?
Yeah, it's going to be exactly like Romo's career, where he's really good.
I don't have a ton of
And then
notes
eventually
from
you're like, maybe he's not as good as these other guys.
not a ton of notes from the game. Tommy DeVito looks like Jared Sandler.
Okay.
They had the thing locked up at the end, and I love when they do the Tom Landry offensive line bit.
You are quite the
Can you
sucker for
imagine
that.
them doing that all game long? Like, did Tom Landry's Cowboys do that all game long?
Yeah, right.
Every play?
I don't know.
It just seems exhausting.
seems like a beating.
What else we got? from
You know
that
what?
game?
I wrote down like this triple exclamation point here for the Zeke carry, thinking it was a touchdown, which tells you a lot because it was just that he picked up a 3rd and 1.
Yes, 3rd and 1.
But in my mind, that
Got
was like
4
scoring
yards.
a
That's a
touchdown
huge
for
thing.
for him.
And I'm yelling at the screen, "Feed me, do the feed me," and
Yeah.
he didn't. Like, I think Zeke understands this is my last year in the NFL.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, he's relegated to 1 carry for 4 yards on Thanksgiving, where that kettle will be calling his name,
Yep.
and it never got close to that.
Dowdle's a free agent too. You interested in bringing him back?
I don't know, man.
Good player.
Yeah, I suppose there's not going to be a huge bidding war for Rico Dowdle.
No, but remember, you do need running backs.
Yeah, you do need running
Let's not
backs.
forget that this time.
I kind of think Rico Dowdle is a great part of a 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Certainly is not like we got to put everything on Rico Dowdle.
Yeah.
In fact, I know we're not going to do around the NFL right now, but I was just noting that, Baker won. Barely won.
Barely
but
alive.
It was probably because Bucky Irving
Oh, yeah.
kind of had himself a day.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Where was he
So he's a
picked?
rookie. Where was he? Oh, round 4, pick number 125.
Must have been way off the board before the Trey Lance pick.
So you can get a 4th-round pick for a running back that could be an effective contributor for a few years.
I think the 49ers took a rookie running back in the draft, and he scored last night.
But we're not here just to talk about that. We are here to talk about Tom Brady, though.
He's got fake teeth.
You think?
Really?
Yeah, I know.
He looks perfect,
He
though.
does endorsements.
Oh.
It's just it's. Here's the thing about it.
Look at the before and after.
Oh, I know. It's like looking at his body in the combine and afterward. I think it's a weird deal where if you give fake teeth, if you're super famous, no one says shit about it. They're like, you look great. But if you're not super famous and you do it, everyone's going to make fun of you. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, I know you're only thinking that because you're worried about yourself doing it. And I think you'd look great with it.
I know that I don't have the money now, but it hasn't stopped me from going into crippling debt for everything else I'm doing.
Yeah, might as well.
So, but the thing is, if I do it,
Add it on to the home
Yeah.
homeowner's loan or whatever you're getting.
why stop?
Yeah.
But I think with guys like that, people are just like, oh, cool new teeth. And you just get away with it because his teeth are very fake and they look amazing.
Well, how about like new hair? Romo's head doesn't look like that, and no one really says anything.
That's true. For some
know?
reason, that's like normalized almost.
Yeah, and teeth should be too.
Do you guys see KB and TB at the Mavs game?
Oh no!
Yeah, dude. They had seats that I didn't know you could get. Like, you're used to courtside. They were at, like, the scorer's table
Really?
for the Wednesday night game. And they stopped and commented on it. Followell, who was on the national call that night, was like, and Jason Kidd having a lengthy conversation with Tom Brady, who was just sitting right there. And, dude, KB, let me tell you, KB looks like a guy who would try to hit you up at aggressive lease. That is the tightest shirt I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
He bros down,
He
man.
bros real hard. Does bro hard.
So I did a bro montage actually because they do like calling each other KB and TB, and it's all about KB though.
Right.
Like, they wouldn't do this if KB wasn't the lead announcer, because they will either call him KB or Kev. So they all love to
call
bro
me Kev.
down
Call me
with
Kev.
KB. Here's that.
Neighbors just getting foot stepped on wearing those little Mamba cleats. Hard to miss.
Yeah.
Pretty popular right now, KB.
But Tom, last week was clearly his best game.
I thought so as well, KB. They went to Washington.
Almost got home to Cooper Rush, but he sensed it just in time, TV.
Oh, man, that's right there. You think Neighbors is happy that he's in the game? He's got 4 targets here in the first drive, KB.
EA, it's all yours. What's going on with the Cowboys?
And Kev, just to follow up,
So Drew Lock trying to take the Giants down the field. Tom Rinaldi has more.
KB, you mentioned it. Are we going to dig in on that, KB?
earlier in the game, and when he came over to say hi to you, TB, he had said to me,
Let's go downstairs to Tom Rinaldi.
Well, KB talking to Brian Dable coming out in half.
Kev, I
don't
feel
call Brady
like Tom Rinaldi
TB.
and I are
No.
going to have the same exact
TB12.
reports.
But let's find out about the Giants. They had an interesting week, didn't they, Tom Rinaldi?
Boy, that's an understatement, KB.
They've got a lot of guys at the line of scrimmage, Kev, so
27-20, and we've got some turducken to give out. Downstairs we go to Aaron Andrews, EA.
I'm with a very hungry group.
Yeah, they broke pretty hard.
TR didn't stick, did it?
No.
They tried.
Tom Rinaldi, he knows he's a dork, but it can't feel good that they don't even try to. Rins, Tommy, something, but no, they're all. Thomas Edgar Rinaldi, let's throw it down to you.
If we go to Mike, so we threw it down to Aaron Andrews.
Yeah.
As we got a lot of hungry Cowboys down here.
All these guys telling me they've never had turducken before. I got to do this interview before you get a bite of this.
Do you find that odd? Like, I don't at all. Like, what's turducken?
It's not a common thing.
Yeah,
One
all
place
these guys, like, I've never heard of it except for.
Yeah, I mean, I know
Madden
you
thing.
can get it, but it's not. No, it's not common. Like, like, oh, you've never seen Star Wars?
Yeah.
First of all, your first home win. You guys are stringing them together back to back. Why? What's been the difference, Micah?
Oh, we played 2 really shitty teams.
See, now that's the answer.
Yeah.
What does he say?
To be honest, it's really been why not us? Everybody counted us out.
I love this. So why not us? Everybody counted us out.
Yep.
To be honest, it's really been why not us? Everybody counted us out. And it was just like, enough's enough. We know what we got. We know what we can do here. And I believe in every one of these guys. And I believe we're going to turn around and make a run.
Okay. See, that's what I wanted to play for you,
Yeah.
to let you know that your guy
I believe that he believes that.
believes what I believe.
Now, if they're able to beat Cincinnati, who looked pretty suspect yesterday,
That's
on the
a
ropes,
porous defense for sure.
then you might
You get Cincinnati, and what's your record?
7-7. No, 6-7.
And then you got Carolina.
Gimme.
Joke. Then a banged-up Tampa.
We're gonna do this every week, aren't we?
Yeah.
Then you're at Philly. They're probably not going to be playing hard. They'll have locked up, let's say, the number 2 seed by then.
Yeah.
And then
They would never.
Then it's a game for all the marbles against Washington, Pat.
Ridiculous.
Just saying. Did you hear Micah Parsons?
So one thing.
Everybody counted us out, he said.
One thing that jumped out at me, I was very out on Brady to start the year. It's kind of the reverse Romo, but he's gotten so much better. And it occurred to me when watching this game that he's in a position that no analyst has ever been in. And I think it kind of started I was going to label this cut of audio Brady rips Daniel Jones, but Dan got to it first. So this says, cut 1, Brady thinks Daniel Jones is a pussy.
Okay.
Guard, right? Initially thought it was going to be Tommy DeVito, but he had hurt his forearm, so he couldn't go on the short week. And they're all getting a chance to start because Daniel Jones is no longer with this team. And it was an interesting situation. He requested his release after they demoted him and was playing 4-string safety essentially in practice.
By the way, that's a guy who's never played football. He wasn't playing 4-string safety. He was the 4-string quarterback, so he was playing scout team safety, KB.
And was playing 4-string safety essentially in practice.
Yeah, I don't know how the whole situation went down, but to think that you would ask for a release from a team that committed a lot to you is maybe different than I would have handled that. I always felt I wanted to get the trust and respect of my teammates regardless situation, knowing that I was trying to do the best I could for the team because that was the most important thing.
Rock almost gets crushed that time by Parsons, and he got away from it. It's incomplete.
There's just some different things that happen in the NFL, and everyone makes individual choices, and I think we're all at points in our career face different challenges. I faced them in college, and some things didn't go the way I wanted, but the people that mattered most to me were the guys in the locker room. I showed up every day. I don't care if they asked me to be scout team safety, be scout team quarterback. I was going to do whatever I could to help the team win.
Basically, pull it together. You're a pro football player.
And so because of that, it's locked right now.
And KB almost just didn't want to touch it.
Right, because that's too hot.
Yeah.
People don't say that.
Right. But
they just say, yeah, he asked for his release. They granted it to him.
Because here's an example. If Romo had said it, then the replies would have been filled with like, oh, yeah, what about 44-6 where you said if this is the worst thing that ever happened to me? What about Cabo? What about the fact that you never made a conference championship game?
Yeah.
What about fumbling the ball in Seattle at the place? Tom Brady could say anything.
Because
he's unburnt.
I've changed my whole life. I ate.
Right.
As if I was on a 1 week crash diet type thing.
Forever.
For 20 years.
Right. I only made out with my son.
But I ate avocado ice cream. Like that was my only treat. And that's about as good as it sounds. Like it's not a treat at all. Like I worked out every day. I did everything absolutely perfect to win, as many Super Bowls as I could. And I did. And I held everybody accountable to the standard that I set when I went out there every day. But Daniel Jones, he's like, look at this guy. Like, you're just going to the second, like, okay, obviously things didn't work out. Things didn't work out a lot because of you. So you're still getting paid $20 million a year. If they're going to ask you to be fourth-string quarterback, then be fourth-string quarterback until the end of the year.
Have a good attitude about it.
Don't be like, oh, I want my chance to be with a contender. This shit. Like, why does he deserve that?
Yeah. Well, at least it's not like Tom Brady also occasionally took less money so that his team could
every single time.
Oh, wait.
There's a lot of things at place, and again, the Daniel Jones situation, when you decide to pay the quarterback that much money and he doesn't work out, that sets you back like we've seen a lot of other clubs in the NFL. You overpay the wrong guys, and it sets your entire team back.
Dude, Aikman's not even saying that.
That is a hot.
You just paid this guy sucked.
When you overpay the wrong guy.
The wrong guy. Why'd you pay him?
Yeah. And now that is Brady talking, and people will say, yeah, there's a part owner. He's a very minority owner in the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
And so that's, I don't know, that's where some people have a problem with him even being a part owner and an announcer as well, because he can kind of, I don't know, subtweet things that are about his team, really, and about what he wants to do going forward with his team.
It'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. For now, I don't think it's really affecting him. Here he is on the Cooper Rush fumble at the goal line.
Just got all the right stuff until the decision-making.
All right, play that again. I love that.
He effectively
he did everything
took
perfect until it was time for him to make a decision on what to do. Like,
just got all the right stuff until the decision-making. And Okereke comes in. You got to slide earlier than that. You're compromising the ball. You're compromising your team. It's bad football.
It's bad football. Here's the offsides at the end.
I love that.
The Giants jumped. Yep, that's the call.
Oh, my God.
Penalty number 13.
Just can't do that. Unbelievable.
I feel like I'm listening to Tom Brady talk to his huddle.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Unbelievable, dude. Unbelievable. You come
or
in here
knowing
with
the
that
way
shit.
that they won games is by not doing that and waiting for the other team to make a mistake like that.
That's right.
Like attention to detail. Great attention to detail. Well, it was weird, though, too. He had to walk a little tightrope because he really lauded Dable. It's like, I worked with Dable.
Oh, yeah, that's
good
right.
Dude,
He did. Yeah.
Works hard. Like he never really put Dable in the crosshairs.
Here's a this is interesting because there was a really, really rough injury to Josh Butler, which sucked because he had played really, really well the week before. He's a 27-year-old rookie. He's been in like the UFL and in and out of the league. He'd never actually played in a game. And then he had a pretty horrific non-contact injury.
We got the cowboy hat doctor out there.
We got cowboy hat doctors. So I left this whole cut in here. This is actually really gruesome, even without the video, because you're going to hear Josh Butler screaming in pain, which actually kind of makes it all the more wild because Brady tries to bring it back to football.
Blitz coming. Lock back. Spiller throw looking for Slayton. He made the adjustment, but he's not going to be in bounds. And now Butler is down. Oh, no.
Did you hear that?
Made the adjustment, but he's not going to be in bounds.
Oh, my God.
And now Butler is down. Oh, no. Oh, Josh Butler just went down so awkwardly.
They tended to him. Now we're going to look at the replay.
Oh, he's been such a great story. He started the last 3 games. He was out of football. He hadn't played in 5 years since college and then went on to the UFL. Cowboys picked him up on the practice squad with their injuries. He's played great the last couple weeks.
All right, so far we're talking about what a crazy story this is. You've got to feel for this guy. He just got his chance at the big leagues.
It's a good catch. Oh, man. On contact.
Brady immediately is like, I can't believe you brought that in.
It's a good catch. Oh, man.
Oh, I'm supposed to be talking about the injury.
Yikes.
But I also still want to talk about football.
And Locke does a good job of, not to talk about the injury, the more the catch. It's actually a good throw and a chance to make a big play there for the team.
Got to get that other foot down for Josh Butler.
He's like,
back after this.
He's like, give me your fucking keys, Brady. Like, are you? This guy's just his career.
I mean,
just ended.
think of that's how Brady thinks on the field.
I know, but KB's like they're
I
about to
can't-
start playing the soft piano, dude. Chill out. This guy's life is over.
But I can't be sitting here focusing on that. I got to focus on. I'm focusing on the game. That's what I did as a
Talk about the
player.
injury, the more the catch. It's actually a good throw and a chance to make a big play there for the team. Got to get that other foot down
for Josh Butler.
I love it, man.
Burkhart's like, are you
I love it all.
soulless? Like, we're showing the guy
I
who's
love
losing his livelihood right here. And he's like, oh, it really threw him open there.
Giants got the first down.
Oh, my gosh.
Move the chains.
I love it. I love Brady, man. I can't believe it. Especially after week 1.
He does have a tendency to do a fast talk on you. He pauses just like Greg Olsen does, but he does fast talk. I left this in here because it has an audible from the Giants.
3rd and 1, and he's in there for the Giants.
Did you guys get that one live?
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble.
Is stymied. He's not going to get there. I can't believe the gobble, gobble call didn't work. Did you hear him?
Well, that might have been their audible to the sneak, the gobble gobble. It usually works on this day.
Listen to him.
But that middle of the defense, it's been an issue, so they're going for it. They got all 4 bodies inside there, and look at Overshone going over the top. That was a game we played as a kid, over the top, and you run and you try to jump over the top of all the kids on the ground.
KBB funny.
Did that game have Linval Joseph in it?
No, it didn't. He's a little bit bigger than most of the guys I was with when I was a kid.
A little bit bigger than most guys I was playing when I was a kid.
A game we played where kids would lay on the ground, and that's
A little too Penn State for you?
it just seems real. I don't know. It just seems weird. Like it's not kick the can. It's not some game that transcends everybody, and we all recognize that game. It's
Over the top.
It's over the top. We had a bunch of people lay on the ground, and you had to jump them.
So my last clip here, this is something.
Well, let me play one Brady if you're moving off.
Oh,
Brady,
yeah, for
just
sure.
because this was interesting,
Oh, yeah.
I thought.
You feel that as a quarterback. Man, they're coming on your back. Some quarterbacks actually don't feel that. And I'm always like, dude, how do you not feel that guy? You feel that as a quarterback. Man, they're coming on your back.
It's the waist.
Golly.
You do feel it. It's like hot.
Oh.
What?
And you know Dan doesn't shower, so he just leaves it
Oh, we are in a place of gathering for
there.
the
I'll play
public
pickleball at Spring Park Club.
here. Yeah. Steve's going to kill you.
I got a couple more. What's your ender? You want to play the ender? Like you got gold?
No. This is just something I want to talk about real
Okay.
quick. TC's had this theory before. He went to a Cowboy game last year. I want to say it might have been the year before, where he set in the 400s. And he was out in the parking lot beforehand. And you hear a lot of talk about the Cowboy fan being I don't know. There's no real home field advantage. The tickets are so expensive. It's an uppity crowd. People are mad if you yell. People are mad if you stand. And TC went to that game, and he came back and he's like, look, this is not a hard problem for the organization to fix. They just need to lean into being more Mexican. Because if you go up to the 400s or you hang out in the parking lot before, and he's like, this is as rowdy of a fan base as you would get in Buffalo, or you would get in Cleveland, or you would get in Philly, or any of the real NFL, stadiums. He's like, the problem is when you have the people in the 200s and the 100s who have a stick up their rump. Well, now you go up a little higher and you're like, this is a party. And he had all these ideas of, they need to break out the green stripe with the red stripe on the helmet a couple times a year. But I noticed this. This is with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter when they're kicking off. This is the only time I heard this all day.
Wonders for the Giants, all the injuries they had on the defensive line today in this game, just healthy bodies. How do they hold up here in this particular spot?
Stay on time.
Jordan Riley, who's a third-string lineman, a rotational guy, doesn't play much. He's in there now.
Now, I don't know if they wait till the fourth every game, but they should be playing that 50-50. We see it in California. We know how popular they are in California, how popular they are in Mexico, how popular they are with Latinos in general, which are generally better fans worldwide. I don't know how they do it, but I don't like the identity of, as a Cowboy fan, that we get as a Cowboy fan. And I know when I've been to tailgates, I know which people seem to be actually having a good time and supporting the team. And it's not the people who, sit down low or sit in the TGI Fridays on the sideline.
I mean, obviously they have a real wide fan base, and the white Texan is probably how much percentage of the gate, the money.
Man, I don't know. I mean,
is higher
maybe,
because
but
it's the suites and all that kind of stuff. But then again, they're playing, rap music and just whatever else that might not be.
I think they should lean into it.
Lean into the official team of Mexico?
Yeah.
Because they are.
Oh, they definitely are.
They are the team of the Latin American. This was interesting because I didn't know it, but this is about a guy I know who is the new Rich Dalrymple.
And so the Cowboys will be at the one. I'll tell you one person I was really thankful to see today, and that was Cowboys Senior VP of Communications, Tad Carper. You see, Dak Prescott as a foundation honors his late mother, helps people detect cancer, and he was doing these testing for the coaching staff. He said, Tad, why don't you go get tested, even though he felt fine? Well, he got tested, and they found that he had throat cancer, and he just had surgery. And Aaron?
Did you know anything about that? Mm-mm. I had not heard that. So, of course, the way KB lays it out is Dak Prescott, he went to Tad and just out of the blue, said, hey, why don't you get tested? And
it's an unbelievable story of love, too, with Tad, who looked great today.
Absolutely. He told us it's all about awakening for me, about priorities, commitment, appreciation, and he always says, Dak Prescott saved my life. I asked Dak about it, and he said, Tad's giving me way too much credit. I'm honestly just blessed to be able to help get ahead of something. He said if we hadn't gotten Tad tested, we would have never known. It was really Mike's idea to test the coaches. And it was so ironic that Tad was the only one that ended up being positive with cancer. We're wishing him the best. Of course, he's going to start radiation in a bit.
I was just trying to figure out why is it ironic.
I missed the irony. Did they say what type of cancer? Throat cancer?
Throat cancer. Is it because he was the only non-coach?
Maybe because they scanned all the coaches.
Getting tested?
That's not really that ironic.
No, that they were scanning coaches, but then it's a non-coach that ends up.
So that's ironic?
No, I don't.
Is it because he's the communications guy? You use your
throat
to communicate? Not getting a lot of support from the crowd.
Okay, I thought this was funny. Speaking of the Latin American fan.
Mm-hmm. Cooper rushing for one of those, but it's batted backwards, and it's incomplete. That was Rakeem Nunez Roches, your former teammate. Got his big old hand on that one.
I tell you, when I see Nunez Roches, his name's Nacho. That's another nickname. It's got this Nacho to me.
Wow.
I see his name, and he's got that juice, man. He's always brought that energy. He was like that in practice. I'd be like, Nacho, it's a Wednesday practice. He didn't care. He always had a lot of juice.
Did he eat a lot of nachos? Is that why the nickname?
Ah, you suck.
That was a great play.
So the great mystery remains unsolved. Why do they call Nunez Nacho?
Well, I don't know. It might be because locker room talk is oftentimes pretty racist.
Why did Mike Bassick was a really good high school basketball player?
Uh-huh.
Where did he go to school? Like Duncanville or something?
That sounds right. Something Arlington-ish.
He told me his nickname was Casper. I just can't figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I'm not able to.
Like the cartoon?
Did he love? Yeah, he just loved ghosts.
Yeah, I'm not able to
Why,
ascertain.
did he eat a lot of nachos? No, dude. He has a Mexican last name.
Yeah, dude.
It's pretty straightforward.
And then Drop Beth sent me this one. I didn't pick up on it at the time. But see if you can find any problem with the logic of KB.
We got the six-legged variety back. That's so good by Glenn and Chaz. So we got the six legs there. We got it all cut up on the left, the presentation.
We're, of course, talking about the Turducken.
Mm-hmm. And one team's going to be eating good here in a moment.
They are going to be digging into that. That was phenomenal.
We didn't get the six-legger up here, though. We got the normal standard four-legged bird. They've got the six-legger,
I got mine
special.
Mine's still sitting over there. I'm ready to dig in right after we put these headsets down.
Anything step out to you?
Yeah, the birds have four legs.
Yeah, we don't have a normal four-legged bird, yes. I don't know if you've ever had turkey at Thanksgiving and then said, hey, pass the four legs around. No, that's they do not have four legs, do they?
Any birds? It's always two legs and two wings. Okay, so
except for like a unicorn, right? They have four legs, but then the wings on their back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even understand how they work the six legs into this piece of, like, how does it work?
Two of the turkey, two of the duck, two of the chicken.
Like, okay, and they just shove it all in there?
Yeah, but all of this is for show. It's not a.
Yeah.
Or do they?
They're not human or centipede.
I was going to say, is it a human centipede type of thing where?
Also, man,
you get a surgeon.
That had to be the most difficult thing Brady will ever do in his broadcast career is cooking something that someone else prepared. Like, he has no idea what went into that.
Oh, he ate like
he spit
one.
That out immediately.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no way he's.
And he jogged around the stadium to burn it off.
Oh, yeah.
Let's look quickly around the NFL, and then be done with our NFL football talk.
I'll bring you like two more quick things.
Oh yeah, Cowboy.
This weekend, the media and fan base coaches the team. Let's get the ball to Turpin every way we can.
Oh my gosh!
It only lists one carry because those pop passes, go forward, and they're counting those as pass plays. But it's pretty obvious what's happening there. Huge touchdown one week, the kickoff return the next week. It's nothing but talk of, hey, it seems like this guy's fast. See if we can get him the ball a little bit.
Same thing on the New York side where they got neighbors involved, like immediately.
Yeah. He's got bad body language.
Neighbors?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you wouldn't playing there, but he seems like he's got a whole bunch of
his rap coming out of college. You knew what you signed up for.
And then I have no idea what was happening with CD. I mean, obviously he had a terrible game, but he wasn't. They kept saying, well, he's not hurt. He's just not playing. The game was still very much in contention while he was chilling on the sideline. And then, one other thing. Overshown. We got at least one thing out of this year.
Dude, he's great.
Overshown with Parsons going forward could be.
That bat in the pass in the air. And
that's a freaking.
Touchdown.
That's a man's play.
Yeah, no, he's been great. But cannot wear his college number.
No. Rowdy's got it, buddy.
Rowdy has it. He actually asked for his number, and Jerry told him that Rowdy wears that number.
That's
and he
awesome.
Cannot have it. Unbelievable. But elsewhere, if you want to look elsewhere in the NFC East, that's what we should probably focus on. The Eagles won their 8th straight.
Saquon's the MVP.
I hope he is. It would. I never thought I would say that again, running back for MVP, but I hope he does win.
Jalen Hurts threw for 118 yards. And if you had said that against Baltimore, they probably lost the game.
I'm convinced those two buddies in Cleveland jinxed Justin Tucker. Because he's been horrible this year.
Yeah.
He's lost it.
What did we say then? I can't remember.
Well, Jake was.
We were telling him
getting
about
a pizza or something.
Brandon Aubrey, right?
No, these two guys in this bar in Cleveland
yeah.
were just like, how many kicks do you think Justin Tucker's missed? And it's a lot more than you think. And now it's even more.
Well, now it's a ton, yeah.
Yeah.
Now he's just regular kicker.
It happens to all of them.
Yeah, but Justin Tucker has had like a decade of
I know
just about being the most perfect kicker you could ever be.
But-
Best kicker in NFL history.
But the sample size is so small that when they go,
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to tell you this, but it's going to happen to Obbs.
No, it won't.
Nope.
On second thought, you guys are right. It'll never happen.
Yeah, he missed 3 kicks, extra point, and 2 field goals. And, of course, that would have been the difference if you look at the final score, 24-19.
Did you see this, where the Ravens have lost 5 games by a combined point total of 22 points? Justin Tucker, in those games, has missed 22 points of field goals.
Ouch.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they're good, man. The AFC is really good. Obviously, the Ravens and the Bills. And then the Chiefs have a better record than both of them, but you don't really think of the Chiefs as good as either of them. So it's a weird situation.
That was weird having a game on Friday.
Yeah.
Didn't like that.
But the NFL's like, look,
I drink your milkshake.
what if we try to own every day
Yeah.
that's ever existed? And they will. I'm sure. I don't. Speaking of ratings, Cowboy game did great.
How?
They said it was unbelievable.
I've been wrong about a lot of things. I was as wrong as I've ever been about that one.
Because you were probably talking lowest rated.
Yeah.
You
it
know,
was the highest. It
Cowboy
wasn't in the
game
middle.
ever,
It was
yeah.
the highest. Off one win. Like, if they lose to Washington, I do think it would have made a pretty big difference, but still, one win. One win.
You got that. You got the Zeke thing.
You know what I really wish the NFL would do is just to really lay it on the table. They would reduce their season somehow in the regular season by 4 games, and then they would play a full slate of NFL games only on the Sundays of golf majors.
Just to see
Just
if
to
we
see.
can just kick their ass.
Yeah, let's see if we can put the dads in the ultimate blender here and see. Because, like, the NBA, a lot of guys are like, whatever. My kids into it. But I want to see them take on the Masters.
That Bills game. Oh, I got a little piece of Collinsworth audio.
There's some audio from
Look at it snowing.
Sunday night football. This is football weather.
So did you see the play where Josh Allen got a throwing touchdown
Dude.
and a receiving touchdown on the same play?
It was big for my fantasy team.
So if you throw it to someone and then they lateral it to you, like you get
the yardage and the touchdown, but not the reception. So Amari
but it's a receiving touchdown.
Correct.
Yeah, it's very confusing. It's not like Amari gets a pass, right? Allen does, like he said.
Yeah, I wonder why you wouldn't just get a rushing touchdown because you were pitched the ball at that point.
It's a passing play.
Right. But the pass ended when he pitched it.
Right, but then you'd have to say it's passing yards up to the point of the reception and then rushing yards after that?
Yeah.
I don't know. This seems like a question for your son.
Anyway.
The ref.
Well, he knows.
Oh, Mike, did you see that?
This is behind Cooper, who brought it in, pitched it back to Allen, who's going to go to the goal line and get in!
Great catch, Amari Cooper, too.
Oh, spectacular touchdown! Oh, my goodness.
And they're showing the replay. He's the color commentator to break it down for you.
Yeah.
It is showtime in Buffalo. Holy cow.
Okay, now break it down for us. Exactly what happened.
Come on, Mike. Give it to him. Come on. That didn't just happen. Come on.
That's it?
Mike, that's it. That was his analysis. Can you believe this Buffalo Bill team?
It was a great catch, but I don't know that I've ever seen anybody try something that dumb before.
Amari Cooper?
Yeah. In that weather.
Because, yes,
I mean,
easily
I guess they
could have
were
been
up, but
batted
dude,
down, picked up, and run the other way, right?
That play goes that way successfully about 1 out of 50 times.
I loved it.
The amount of things that could go wrong there, innumerable.
Do you like a snow game?
Oh, my gosh, man. So much. Rain, I hate. I don't like being in the rain. I don't like
Is
playing
Buffalo
in the rain.
getting a dome?
Yeah.
They showed it last night. Trying to explain that to the casual sports fan wife, and she's like, "Why? Why? I don't understand. This does not everyone see how awesome this is?" I'm like usually, everyone but the people with all the money see how awesome it is.
Well,
and they had to build it because they were going to move. Like, that was a great shot yesterday, showing that game happening with the dome being built next to it. It's like, dude.
Did you see Trevor Lawrence get late hit? Or no?
I guess I didn't. I saw McCorkle was in the game, but
how did you not see it?
Okay.
I saw him getting carted off.
He slid really late.
Oh, yeah. I did see this.
Can't hit his head like that.
Yeah, that's a tough one, though, man. I don't know. It's really funny because after the game, they were trying to goad who's the dead man walking it coach there? Doug Peterson. Like, the reporter is like, what did you think of that vicious, late hit? Like, and he was like, "Look, I don't know. It's tough. You slide, and these quarterbacks with their faking and the kind of we're gonna slide, we're not gonna, I don't know, man. I think they do have to do something about it.
Okay, but you can't hit him in the head like that.
No, but I mean, you started the dive and then you weren't aiming at his head until he slid into your tackle. No?
Yeah, I think there's a way to approach it where you're not headhunting. I don't know.
That's not as bad as I thought it was, actually.
We're looking at it here on video.
Washington won big elsewhere in the NFC East over Tennessee, so they kind of got back on the offensive track. Cliff Kingsbury can call an offense in the second half of a season. And then we should focus on the first game of the whole weekend was Detroit beating Chicago. And if you were just tuning in late, like I was, like, oh, okay, Cowboys are going to start. Let me watch the end of this game. You saw really what's the big story is the end-of-game clock management problems while Matt Eberflus was the coach of the Bears at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the fourth quarter, 36 seconds left in the game. It is 2nd and 20. So Caleb Williams takes a sack and a 6-yard loss. Really, I've watched it over and over. Not sure how he doesn't take a sack there. It's kind of tough to blame him. I mean, 2 unblocked edge rushers. It was insane, really, how easy they got to him and how quick. So now it's 3rd and 26 when he's sacked. Again, with 36 seconds left, right, on the clock, right then. Then they don't end up snapping the ball again until there's 6 seconds on the clock. And by that time, now Caleb Williams throws a deep ball, which looks like he was trying to go for the end zone. It was, in stride, hit him in stride at the 5, and he can go into the end zone. And the game is over. So Eberflus, in his postgame, let's see here. I think kind of throws Caleb under the bus, but he says a lot. So let's go here.
So with that, I'll take questions.
Okay, at first he opened it with, hey, this is why it happened like that, and everything's cool. And then he says.
So with that, I'll take questions.
At the end, when you saw the clock tick down under 10, why didn't you call timeout?
So why didn't you call timeout when the clock did tick under 10?
Yeah, so right there, we liked the play that we had, and we were hoping that he was going to call it or get the ball snapped, and then we would have called timeout right there. But once it's under 7 there, then you call.
Okay. So to me, he is throwing his quarterback under the bus here.
For taking too much time?
Yeah, so right there, we liked the play that we had, and we were hoping that he was going to call it or get the ball snapped. And
okay, you might want to know this. So they talked to Caleb Williams about this, and he actually did not do the play that was called.
Yeah, I ended up changing the play because, with the play we had, 13 seconds, any play you have with 13 seconds with no time, or you had a timeout, but with, that situation, 13 seconds, make a call, and try and get it snapped and take the shot.
So as he said, he changed the play. In the post-game press conference, Eberflus.
Yeah, so right there, we liked the play that we had, and we were hoping that he was going to call it.
So we were hoping he was going to use it.
Or get the ball snapped.
Hopefully he was going to snap the ball.
And then we would have called timeout right there. But once it's under 7 there, then you call timeout there, then you're basically throwing the ball to the end zone. Because once it's under 12, you can't throw it inside with no timeout.
So that's interesting to me. And Caleb Williams, even in his post-game press conference, they were kind of asking him, why didn't he call a timeout? And he kind of said, well, that's, maybe someday in my development I'll do that. But, I'm just out there to run the play. Well, I'll get you that in a minute. But we'll continue with Eberflus.
And it was third going into fourth. So that's a big deal. So it was third going into fourth. That's why we wanted to preserve the timeout.
In retrospect, how should you have handled the final sequence?
Yeah, I like what we did there. Again, once it's under.
So that's what they asked. In retrospect, how should you have handled it?
Looked down at the board, saw nothing but good things.
I like what we did there. Again, once it's under 7, you're gonna call timeout there, or actually under 12, and then really you don't have an option. Because it's third to fourth, you got to throw it into the end zone then. So to me, it's I think we handled it the right way. I do believe that you just re-rack the play, get it in bounce, and call timeout, and that's why we held it, and didn't work out the way we wanted it to.
Jeez.
And so Caleb Williams, I thought did not really return the favor of throwing his coach under the bus.
Are you surprised there wasn't a timeout called, though?
Are you surprised there wasn't a timeout? And basically, to me, it was surprise. I would have thought the timeout should come right at the sack.
Yes.
So what is he sacked with about 32 seconds on the clock? So he's lying right there immediately. Timeout. Okay, now it's third down. So now you still have chance to get into field goal range. Now you're going to have to get out of bounds, but you have 32 seconds and that time to play with. Instead of, we got to hurry up, get everybody back to the line, and now you're looking at a real, if there is a second guess. But are you surprised that he didn't call timeout?
Surprised? We can call a timeout.
So he was.
We cannot. Surprised, I'm not going to say surprised or not. My job is to go out there and make plays. My job is to get everybody lined up. And that's it, win games. So didn't do that today.
And the next day. So I didn't realize the next day they made Eberflus do a morning press conference and then fired him after it.
Right afterward. Yeah, they were holding the meeting while he was on Zoom. And I guess it was the GM, the owner, and someone else. But they were actually meeting to discuss his future while he was taking questions about why he did such a bad job at his job, which is tough. And to tease a segment I have for you guys tomorrow, I was trying to go back and watch that part of the game, the ending, and I just Googled Bears-Lions ending because sometimes there'll be like a YouTube clip. I did the same thing for like Georgia Tech, Georgia on Sunday morning because I saw that there were 8 overtimes. Usually there's just like a 5-minute YouTube clip. But the first thing that came up was a Reddit, I guess, subreddit that I'm now in love with called at NFL Noobs, NOOBZ, like newbies. Mm-hmm. And it's just all questions from people primarily not American, asking questions about the most wholesome, basic shit you could imagine in pro football. And it was the first thread that came up was people who just started watching football this year and are really trying to get into it are like, explain the ending of Lions-Bears to me. This seems really obvious.
Even them.
And it's in broken English. Like it's some guy in German or some guy in, some guy in Japan or something trying to ask, like, why not timeout? And all the responses that are in, better English are like, because Matt Eberflus is a dumbass. And that's why he's fired now. But the questions are so great, dude. Here's one. Why did Daniel Jones stink?
Okay.
It's just people. It's almost all people who just got into the sport. And they have the most basic questions. What does a head coach do?
Why did they play in the snow?
How does the first down marker work when they take it out onto the field? Are you allowed to throw a snowball at the holder? I don't know. I went through this for like an hour the other morning, and it's fodder for weeks, dude. We should check in on this every single week.
Well, that pocket passer was a good one.
And yeah, what was it?
Just,
did you see one?
Yeah, go at. Like, why be a pocket passer?
What are the pros and cons of being a pocket passer versus being a scrambler? It's people who are genuinely very interested in trying to get into the game, and they ask these questions, and people answer them. How do teams end up with 12 men on the field? But again, the top answer when I Googled this was from NFL Noobs asking how Matt Eberflus managed to screw this up.
I believe, though, that was the second most controversial thing on Thanksgiving Day football games. Because the Green Bay-Miami game at night, apparently fans were up in arms.
Yep.
That Lindsey Sterling
My algorithm was upset.
Her halftime performance was they showed like 10 seconds of it. Like, what's the point? Why have these big halftime shows on Thanksgiving Day if you're not going to make a big deal out of it?
Yeah, and Laney's flat ass got the whole halftime.
Yeah.
But you're not going to let Lindsey Sterling cook in Green Bay? The nation was robbed.
Do they have like a full version somewhere you can go watch, or what?
I'm lucky that I've seen her in concert, so I got the feel of what she was.
But also
provide.
bummed because the gift she has to share.
I know, and not everyone got to experience it, and honestly, I'm just sad for you guys that missed it.
I appreciate that.
All right, let's take a break here at if you're on the live stream. So we're on the YouTube today, huh, Blake?
We're on the YouTube and the Twitch and the Twitter.
Are these chips up for?
Yeah, we're gonna. Can we eat some chips? Okay.
Oh, you're fine.
We're at Spring Park Club in Garland. People are stopping by and just hanging out and going, "Whoa, what are you doing up here?" And we're like, "I don't know. I don't know." So let's take a break.
The Dumb Zone.
Like to promote a little something in this space every day.
Sure.
How about the front page of the Dallas Morning News website right now, bros?
Construction on $20.5 million chocolate factory in North Texas begins soon.
Wait, you're already off the front page? Let's see. Scroll down.
University Park's brothel law won't fix problem with student housing. Okay.
How about that?
Mini crisis pregnancy
don't read them all.
Advertise
the point is,
unproven
Blake,
abortion pill reversal study
more
finds.
Top stories. Sports broadcaster Jake Kemp on getting sober and going public.
That's right.
Wow.
The harrowing tale of climbing.
AC/DC is going to rock North Texas again for the first time in 9 years, Rob. That's a big deal.
How
AC/DC.
Jake Kemp climbed from the bottom of a bottle to the top of the... Wait, what are we at the top? Of the Garland...
Yeah, to the second floor of a
Spring Park Club in Garland,
which does have E. Fratelli. That was a nice
great
touch.
pizza.
That was a very nice touch.
Is that Steve's? Do you bring that pizza? Oh, thanks, Steve.
The co-host of the Dumb Zone and former ticket fixture never wanted listeners to know about his drinking problem. Then he went to rehab. What are you doing in this picture?
What is the picture?
He's just like staring off into the off the camera, just contemplating
just life.
What does it all mean?
Probably thinking about getting a drink.
Man, it was so great getting hammered.
Like, man.
No,
I told you guys that
we
did that, and at first it was not bad because it was all just like, just hang out with your family. And it's a park by our house, we would be there anyways. But then he was like, all right, I need to steal Dad for a minute. And he's like, just stay. And, dude, I was super worried because he had me put my foot up like on a rock. And
it was like senior pictures. Did you have to change clothes?
I didn't do that, and I did wear sweatpants for you guys, the gray ones, so you can see the hog. But I was like, hey, the lower half's not going to be in this, right? Because I have a big problem. I don't know about you guys, but guys who do like this, kind of give you one of these.
What are you doing?
Like, I don't like guys who put their leg up to an elevation level that's anything higher than, like, maybe a step.
Oh, that's
like
weird.
I had a coach. You guys don't know these guys? Like, I had a coach who would always, like, if there was a chair, he'd just kind of lean forward on you.
Yeah.
And it creates the crotch angle crevice thing that I don't like. But
I've never heard of someone with a hard, fast rule on how high I'm allowed to put my foot up.
You're going to notice it now.
Okay.
In fact, you may be one of those guys.
I probably am. If I do anything, you usually have a problem with what I'm doing.
I told you your shoes are a massive upgrade.
And it's because you had a problem with my old shoes.
Don't you feel better?
Yeah. And it's still a backhanded compliment to say a massive, because it's not like I like your shoes. They're way better than the moccasins or whatever. It's time for
The Dumb Zone presents Today in Twitter.
What if it's sponsored by Frankle and Frankle, personal injury attorneys at 214-333-3333. All threes. In the 817 that works as well. But I think in this day and age, if you live in Tarrant County, you could probably dial 214 and not get charged long-distance charges. I'm not sure.
My guess is you could probably do that from, like, I don't know, Minnesota.
Call Frankle and
Florida.
Frankle. If you get into a car accident or if you have a personal injury and you're having insurance trouble, they know how to do that. They know how to deal with it.
Yeah, when you call, you'll talk to a partner. They'll take care of you. There's going to be a lot of people coming for you, maybe even physically knocking at your door saying, hey, what happened? What can we do here? It's not how Frankle and Frankle operates. So call them at 214-817. Then just keep mashing that 3. They'll get you what you deserve, the Frankles.
Yeah. You will talk. Did you say you'll talk to a partner? And I was just going to bring that up.
Why don't you reiterate it?
Okay. Well, I reiterate the fact that if you were tuning Jake out like I was, call Frankle and Frankle. If you have a need for a personal injury attorney, they are located in Dallas, and they are the best at 214 all threes. Today in Twitter.
Yeah, today in Twitter. I got a couple things that I want to start with here. A little appetizer. The first one. This is just a personal gripe. Today in Twitter is usually like, what are people talking about? What's picking up a lot of traction? This is a personal gripe of mine, Rob. This will be the Fort Worth Star-Telegram tweet. And I know a lot of people that work over there. It's my home paper. It's a good, solid paper, although very, very hard to cancel. But they posted this, right? It's a tweet, November 30th calendar. When do Cowboys, Stars, Mavs, TCU, local colleges play next? Schedules, times, TV info. So that is a link to a Star-Telegram article where they're going to give you all that information. But guess what? If I'm seeing this tweet, I'm already connected to the internet. I can just look any of that stuff up on my own. Why does that need to be a story on a website? Makes no sense to me.
It's compiled in one place.
I bet a lot of people are clicking it.
But so that's the thing is you think, okay, this is for people who are older, who want like their TV guide feel.
Yes.
Well, then they're not on Twitter. I see this every week, and I think, why? Why even waste the time?
I see what you're saying, but I kind of see what Blake is saying, too. It's all
I
right
can see
there.
the Stars and Mavs schedule and all my local colleges all in one place. It's everything I need to know.
Would you be more apt to click on that or find out what Honey Boo Boo's mom looks like now?
Not
give me these 5 foods are killing your gut and a gross picture over that. My second one, and this is not a show that I've really kept up with except for the brief period of time where we thought Tom Brady was going to be on it when he left the team a couple years ago. It's The Masked Singer. So The Masked Singer is hosted by Nick Cannon. And like most good game shows, this one I'm pretty sure came from Asia. And it's crazy. Like, the costumes are the most over-the-top, insane costumes you could imagine. They've got Ken Jeong. They've got Robin Thicke. Jenny McCarthy's there.
Boy, Robin Thicke. Haven't heard of him in a while.
Yeah, he had
Since
some
that
stuff.
one song.
Yeah. He got sued over pretty heavily, right? Marvin Gaye?
I don't know.
So a couple years ago, we were laughing about a clip from this show because it's not your A-listers necessarily. And there was a reveal where people guess who you are based on some clues. And at the end of one of the seasons, they revealed and they took like their bird or like locust mask hat thing off, mascot head, and it was Elizabeth Smart.
Kidnapped victim.
The girl who was kidnapped in Utah. And the whole crowd's like, oh, shit, it's Elizabeth Smart, which nobody would ever react that way. Like, oh, she's a notable person. And the thing said, like, motivational speaker. It didn't say, like, kidnap victim.
Like, would you know who she was by sight?
I mean, I would.
Right.
But the type of people who need to know when local colleges play, those are the type of people who watch The Masked Singer. And I'm guessing just by sight alone, probably not. So, again, our friend TC sent me this clip. And this is the reveal from this from the season premiere of this year's Masked Singer.
World Series champion and legendary pitcher Bronson Arroyo.
Bronson Arroyo?
All right.
Congratulations, Robin. He finally got one right. I get the turkey.
Okay, we don't have to watch the rest of it. But
who knew? My man, such amazing vocals, such an entertainer.
Bronson Arroyo?
King. Congratulations to you, Robin.
I don't think there's really anything else.
Like, would Reds play fans?
Flowers, but we gotta give.
He's a one-time All-Star. Now, I think he has a musical career, right?
Yes.
So that was a bit that we had, right, where Bronson Arroyo was covering songs, and they kept trying to have us book him.
Was that the one you were doing fake songs of him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They kept giving us pitches.
But his career never really took off in any way that mainstream people would know who he was.
No, and also, like, he's fine as a player. He was an All-Star once.
Career 5.30 ERA.
Oh, here he is, World Series champion Bronson Arroyo. Like, who? One other quick one here before we get to the meat. This was his
Wikipedia. He appeared on the 2023 ballot for the Hall of Fame. He received 1 vote.
Yeah.
0.3%, thus dropping off future ballots.
Who voted him?
But 1 person voted for him for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So this one actually did get major traction. This is from r/teachers. Any teachers in the house? This is a post about what it's like to be a teacher in junior high right now. Title, I'm sick of my students joking about rapists. Every day for the past month, I've heard students nonstop joking about P. Diddy, Epstein, and R. Kelly. When a student has to go take a piss, he tells his friend group, 1 minute, bro, I got to pull an R. Kelly. They say, no Diddy. I think like another version of no homo. One student was messing with the computer, spamming the Windows error sound and said, quote, this is how Stephen Hawking was moaning in those kids' ears at Epstein's Island. I've probably heard ain't no party like a Diddy party 1,000 times this month alone, and I'm just tired of it all. So if you think back to like when we were in junior high or when I was, the Clinton Lewinsky scandal that was material for a year. But now the news has so much for you to work with as a 12-year-old or 13-year-old. You have no regard for anything, the severity of it, the magnitude of it.
Yeah, you never have, right?
No.
12-year-olds, yeah.
Of course not. But now it's like,
everything's hilarious.
hey, all the guys that have been famous for your parents' whole life, yeah, well, they're all pedophiles.
Yeah.
Do you think that 7th graders are taking that cool?
Yeah, I mean, you'll learn it about Jake Paul one day. Right?
What do you mean? Like with my kids?
Something's going to come out.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually. It's like, I hate to say that it's somewhat the whole theory behind the hit television show The Boys, but it's that power corrupts, and, you know, if you're on top, like, there's things going on behind the scenes that you have no idea about, and nothing is as it appears. So, yes, the leaders, I'm sure the olds of when you were a kid, like you said, you know, when you were 12, you were laughing about this and that and thinking your heroes were infallible, and now your heroes are getting swept up and stuff, and whatever. The
Circle
current
of
day,
life.
everybody does it. It's
so one day the kid who
the way
has
it is.
10 million subscribers who just opens toys will like be
yeah
added as a member of NAMBLA.
Yeah.
All right. Well, our top story today in Twitter. This comes to us from Blake Jones.
I didn't know this was out there until he told me. Is it still out there, or has stuff been deleted?
Neither one seemed to be tweet deleter, so I bet it's still out there.
Okay, this is great.
I guess I probably should have prepped Blake for handling this segment. But what we have here is a real Twitter pissing match between Steve Dennis, formerly of CBS Sports, CBS 11 Sports, and very loudly once co-hosted a talk show with our friend Tim Calishaw on ESPN 1033. We were in the building with him. You'd see him on Cowboy games, on Blue Star Network stuff. Well, he speaks very loudly, like an actual volume, and he's also kind of a loudmouth. I think he would admit as much. Likes to get those takes off.
Yeah, I didn't mind his afternoon program with Tim Calishaw because it was Steve Dennis throws out wild opinion and Tim Calishaw tells him why he's stupid.
Yeah.
It was very entertaining.
You had Gribble producing?
Yeah. Yeah, so this obviously started with the flag planting stuff over the weekend. And
Steve Dennis, very loud Ohio State fan.
Very loud.
Yeah, that should
one of
be
the
known.
only there's not a whole lot of quiet ones.
There's just a tweet about banning flag planting
from Dennis Dodd.
Yeah,
CBS writer. He said first conference to ban flag planting gets a cookie because it should happen this week. Now, there is no central authority that will do it. The 10 FBS conferences on their own will have to do it. This is ridiculous.
Dodd, the writer said that?
Yeah.
Okay, you weren't adding your commentary.
So then here comes Bob, who has never seen a Twitter opinion he disagreed with that he wanted to leave alone. He quote tweets it, which he will do, not just reply. How about this? Either win your home game or take your rear end to the room and deal with it. Allowing the other team to spend a moment enjoying a victory isn't the end of civilization as we know it. Either learn how to lose or don't lose. Now, at this point, I should probably say I completely agree with Bob.
Like if the opposing team goes and plants their flag, they won that right.
They won that right, and you know what? You won the right to go out there and try to fight them about it.
Like, where did you stand on Tito scoring a touchdown and running to the star to?
I thought it was awesome, and also I wasn't mad at George Teague.
George Teague
I wasn't mad at T.O.
George Teague ran out and tackled T.O. at midfield.
Yeah.
The second time he did it. And that was a big debate back then. Just as far as, don't let him in the end zone, and they won't do that. Well, but that's a classless move to run to and who knows.
Well, I have no class, so I would like to run to the star. I'd like to plant the flag, and I'd also like to take a run at the guys doing it. I don't need.
So you are for all of it.
For all of it.
Okay.
Sometimes
I think it's really funny that this particular weekend it just really blew up.
Yeah.
Like it was going on everywhere. I saw a Clemson thing too, and they were out there doing something on the Clemson logo, like South Carolina fans stormed the field.
It's happened before. Obviously, you had like Baker doing it at Ohio
famously.
State. But this weekend, I almost feel like this is the hyper loop that we live in from communication, because you'll see a college kid break out a celebration on Saturday, and NFL receivers are doing it Sunday. Mm-hmm. And now it's almost as
that
if
headstand one was cool.
Yeah. It's almost as if something happens in the 11 o'clock game, most of the kids playing at 3:30 or definitely by 5, they've already been reminded about flag planting because they're on their phone right up until they go out for kick. So like, oh, geez, why don't we take a run at that? And then it's Arizona State. Almost happened at College Station. But so anyways, Bob gives that
But it's
opinion.
rivalry week.
It is.
And that's what's being taken from us. This could be happening every week.
Well, it wasn't happening every week. They're still going to play the rivalry games for the most part.
And if there's anything more entertaining than these post-game flag planting fights, to me, it's a Bob Twitter fight about the post-game flag planting fights because Bob is like Followell or Coop, or he's just not going to lose an argument.
No.
Like, even if he lost, he didn't lose it. He's going to keep fighting.
I think so. I have another tweet here that this is an offshoot of this today in Twitter. He tweeted that, and he's quote tweeting, which he loves doing. I don't get it, folks, but he loves doing it. He quote tweets all of his responses, and he said to somebody kind of like, "Oh, this response sucks." And somebody else said, "When are you making the transition?" Because Bob's reply was about this is kind of like this is a Twitter response that sucks. So I guess he meant to transition to Blue Sky.
Okay.
And Bob said, "I'm already over there, but I would prefer to stay the sheriff of this place too." Sheriff. And I'm telling you, this is not a shot. He's a very dear friend of mine. Bob views himself there is a moral imperative that he has to actually be sports Twitter's law enforcement. This is not a joke. He wakes up knowing someone out there is probably wrong. I got to tell him. What happens if no one tells him? What is this? What is this? The Purge?
Yeah.
We just got no laws out here. I'm going to be the one to do it. So to go back to his point, which I agree with about,
which is also it's very Coop.
Oh yeah.
Just because, let's see, I don't tweet very often. The last one I did was like a couple weeks ago, and I marked it as a perfect tweet because Coop was. It was right after. God, what game was it? It was the Cowboy game that night. What was our last night game we did, where they got drove?
Houston.
You're gonna have to be more specific.
Okay, the last one we did, because I remember just reading this right after it. Coop during that, like at the very end of that game, was like, "This is an embarrassment to the PGA Tour. The play clocks and like he started ripping this." Somebody had an idea of play clocks in golf, and he says, "Time for golf to have one too. Stroke penalties and public fines for all who can't keep up." Like he was really in like, but everybody else is. The sky was falling about the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But Coop saw this fight, and he had to get in on it. Anyway.
Perfect. Yeah, no, they've been deputized, and they have to carry out the law. Steve Dennis, he's not going to let this slide. He says to Bob, also quote tweeting, again, birds of a feather, "If you want your rival dancing on your school logo and feel like it's theirs over there at Liberty, have at it. Not going to work in the big leagues, Bob."
Okay.
Your tiny college Liberty doesn't understand. It's not like Ohio State. No one dances on the O.
So that's an obvious just cop-out of like, hey, I went to big school, you didn't, so you're not allowed to have an opinion on college football, you know.
So that ended it, right? That's the end?
Yeah, no, not even close to ending it. Let's see the specific one. Do you have it, Blake?
Yep. He says very directly, and it's on your screen.
Okay.
If you'd like. "Steve, you are a perfect example of why nobody likes your entire insufferable fan base. Congrats."
That's pretty direct. Pretty to the point right there. Steve Dennis, touchy. Did I plant a flag on your logo? Just go to your room.
So, okay.
Whoa. Okay.
When it gets to this point, so you want to quote tweet your response. That way your audience gets to see their dumb tweet.
Yes.
Okay, that's why you do it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you switch to replies like this, when you stop quote tweeting, that is when the Twitter fight gets taken outside.
Oh.
You want to take this outside? You want to start replying to each other?
Mano y mano?
Yeah, that's when the real fight begins.
Yeah. So, again, just go to your room. Steve, not really engaging on the merits here. Bob had a good point, right? He made a point. Steve's response, your school sucks at football, and it's small too. Bob's, your fan base sucks, and you're acting like why they suck. Steve, go to your room. Bob, who is the more talented player in this game, I will stay in your kitchen. Take a hike. Holy shit. You get take a hike. You can't get up from that. Steve, I will take a hike from my rivalry if you promise to leave big-time college football to the adults.
Ouch.
Oh, yes.
So, again, we're still really trying to play into this I'm a grown-up and you're not thing.
Yeah.
Go to your room. Football to the adults. What was the original one? Not going to work in the big leagues, right? Never mind the fact that Bob is infinitely more successful than Steve Dennis ever has been or will be, but
Liberty is not Ohio State.
Take a hike. Leave it to the adults. Bob, you are in no position to make any demands, Stu. Now, I feel like what he's doing, is he referencing Stu Cedar as like
I don't know.
That one went over my head. Stu Cedar, Michigan guy, I don't know. Or it's not a shut up. I'm confused. You're in no position to make any demands.
Well, STFU would have been.
Right.
Did he miss an F?
No.
Is there any way
I don't
Bob
think
does
Bob would have done
STFU?
that. Not out here in the public.
That's what I mean. Okay.
Anybody else have any idea?
All right. Well, whatever.
Huh? That was a bad on my part to ask the crowd for input.
Yeah.
So Steve says, I'm in whatever position I want to be in, son.
Ooh.
I'm retired and in the fun business. Didn't you see how much fun we Buckeyes had yesterday? On to the playoff we go, where you will get another chance to hate us because you ain't us. Enjoy. So we had a fun business, which I think just means your radio show got canceled.
He sunned him, though.
He did sun him.
Man.
And again, I like Steve. I feel like that's what you say at the end of every one of these, right?
Yeah,
I like
great.
Steve. I like Steve.
Yeah.
But that was awesome. And obviously Bob had several other replies to people. Of course, he ended this one with a sure you are, buddy. Have a nice night. Have a nice night doesn't really land like sure you are, buddy.
Oh, man. That's awesome.
Fun times on Twitter.
And that was Today in Twitter.
All right. A couple of viewer mail birthdays, and then we'll do the news. If I can find it all. I wonder if we got any new ones in.
There was one late comer.
Come.
If you don't get to it, I'll do it.
Okay, I have a few here. Dear Frog Hair Fuhrer. A couple of these were over the weekend, too. We were gone a long time. It's my 36th birthday today. New Orleans Javier is my leader. Shout out to the boys, Hotmail, and your DEI lawn care professionals.
Got to be the booty.
From day one, subby number 20, Edwin.
Oh, great dude, that Edwin. Known him a long time.
Dear Dangina. Like to wish happy 45th to my lovely and talented wife, Rachel Schindler. She's the voice on the Today in Twitter Open. Did you know that? Her leaders are non-alcoholic Jake, Blake's acknowledging looks into the camera, and Video Man's off-mic laughs. More leaders. Danny's thinking that he's still young enough to pull off the flat bill hat. Germaphobes who don't shower daily. And people who have a no-shoes policy yet allow their dogs to crawl all over their furniture.
They got you there.
I feel like I'm being seen. More Dan, more Brandon Aubrey, less Jake picking on Blake.
Yeah.
Drop request.
You know what? She's right. I'm sorry, pal.
Drop request, like the Today in Twitter opener closed, because it's the only time I could hear her voice without it bitching about her job and her awful coworkers. From Rob Schindler.
The great.
Yes. Dear Captain of the Cock Holster, birthday shout out for Trent Tillman. Not sure of his age, whatever. More Blake from Kyle.
Kyle.
Also have Dear Tito Hotmail. That's tame. Today is my brother Ben's Mike Gundy birthday. He's been a loyal day one DF and bad radio listener. His leader is Pilled Up Pam. Insert comment about superiority of Hotmail and the boys from Darren.
You know what's funny about the I'm a man and I'm 40 thing? Because I think Gundy looked old early, but not bad, just older. Like when I look at him in that press conference, he looks like an old college football coach. He's the age I am now. Like, I don't think of myself as being able to lead a college football program right now with a visor.
No?
No. And that's how old he was. That was 17
I'd hire
years
you.
ago.
What's the deal with GMs of colleges now? Like, Andrew Luck just got hired as GM.
Yeah, a couple other schools have him.
And,
not to the degree that Andrew Luck is, but
Woj is like the GM of his
St.
colleges.
Bonnie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I've never heard of a GM in college before Woj.
Well, now they
get paid.
Have money.
Oh, they didn't have money before.
Well, they have legal money.
Ah.
So they have somebody that can go work it out. Like, did you hear Shadur in his end-of-season regular press conference the other day?
No.
He was like, look, he's like, I came here, to have, to play for a couple years and to start something. He's like, I'm going to be contributing to the NIL every year. He's like, I want a super team here. It's a tax write-off. He just
NIL's a tax write-off?
I get donations are, I guess, to the collective.
Wow. I have Dear Labia Luminary. Yesterday was my good buddy John Harrelson's Jason Terry birthday.
Jazz
I love the
coach.
guy, but he might be a huge P for turning 31 and still bugging me every year to send in his birthday. More Joe, more TC, just the right amount of Chappie from Dylan Tucker. And finally from me is Hello Maestro of the Mustache Ride. My name is John G., and today is my 37th birthday. Hotel Night Auditor Dan is my leader.
I've been thinking about Hotel Night Auditor Dan a lot. Bet you were just living the best life.
Well, it was, it was a good time.
Like when you say you had to make sure the books were balanced, to me that feels like it would take 20 minutes.
It was definitely over an hour, and I had to answer the phone, front desk phone, and go bring something to a room occasionally. But
that sounds awesome.
A pillow, maybe.
And you were convinced that she was going to be a super hot, single, older lady just wanting some Dan?
Never was. Never hooked up with a hotel guest, unfortunately. I would have, though. I would have.
Yeah, no, you were jerking off in the empty rooms. I don't think we were real.
Yeah, you were ordering
anybody who had
corn
asked.
blocks.
I don't think we were real.
Did you say you had one?
You read it.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, my bad.
All right. Well, then, let's go here.
Here's Jake with the Dumb Zone News.
Authorities announced yesterday that there have been arrests, 3 of them made in connection with a deadly shooting the night before Thanksgiving in North Richland Hills, where we do not have a rec center / country club of this degree. It happened about 11 o'clock Wednesday night. When I saw the story, thought of Dan. When I drove by the bar by my house the other night, Wednesday night, thought of Dan. People do go super hard on Wednesday night before Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
it's the real New Year's Eve.
There's a place over in Grapevine there's never anybody there. But Wednesday night, line out, almost like a line out the door. Doesn't say that alcohol was involved in this story, but it's almost midnight the night before on a party night. But I didn't like this headline. You see this in a lot of smaller suburbs where they're trying to keep their image clean, where they make sure to let you know that the shooters were not from North Richland Hills.
Yeah.
Just got to make sure you know that.
It's a very safe place to live.
Then a story that we kind of teased a minute ago. The big man is certainly going to weigh in on this in the next couple days, and that's when this will really be a story. But Sleepy Joe has pardoned his son, Hunter. Tax evasion, had some gun charges. We never really did a full Hunter thing. And here's what sucks about the Hunter thing. Everybody, regardless of which party you vote for, what your politics are, they turned it into a political thing of, did this have something to do with election interference? Does this prove that the Biden family was corrupt? Blah, blah, blah. I don't care about any of that, and neither should you. You should be able to purely look at it through this lens. The most powerful man in the world for the last 4 years, I've seen a video of his son getting whacked off by someone's feet while he smoked crack. That happened. I've seen tons of videos of him having sex while smoking crack. I don't care how that affects this. I don't care about Ukraine. I don't care about the phone calls where they're bribing people. I don't care. Just the fact that I've seen this guy weighing out crack rocks while his dad was president. That's a wild story.
As well as dad was vice president, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He wasn't doing the crack in the last 4 years.
Not in the last 4, but I think he was during Trump 1.
Now, is
He's
he
been
the
sober
one
for 5 years.
Is he the one who married his brother's widow?
No, he hit it and quit it, my man.
Okay. He had sex with his brother's widow.
With his father's blessing.
He asked him first?
I don't know if he asked him first, but he definitely asked him and Dr. Jill.
If I do decide to do crack and have foot play on my wiener, which I'm not really into, ladies, if you're ever like, hey, I wonder if he's
20,000 subs?
Foot play on the wiener?
You could use my feet for 20,000.
Just setting the price.
If we get to 20,000, my feet, his wiener.
To completion? Or first 90? Do I got to do the last 10?
Why am I involved in? Well, I guess I'm.
You
started it.
Yeah. Careful what you wish for, bub.
My point merely is.
Don't video it.
Yeah. What are you doing with the?
You want to watch it later?
Like I'm Hunter Biden. No phones. Like,
well,
we're gonna do some crack and stuff, but can we be cool? I thought you guys are cool. You have crack,
dude. A lot of the videos
that makes me think you're cool.
A lot of the videos, it's just him
by himself. Like, so he's setting up the camera.
Yeah, or he's just holding it.
Why?
Dude, first of all, he was dealing with some pretty serious mental illness issues. The guy's, he's gone. He was, yeah. So he would just be like strung out, and he'd have the camera on himself, and then he'd show a scale, and then he would show himself like, rigging up.
Because he wanted to remember it.
And then sometimes there would be there'd be a woman and her feet. Never really thought about how that works, but I know now. You kind of make like a thing with the inside parts of it.
The president being able to pardon people is
the rocks.
It just seems wild. Like every president does it, right?
Oh yeah.
Like and on their way out the door, they'll throw like 50 of them at you.
Yeah, they all do it.
And you're like, oh, okay. It'd be good to know a president, I guess.
Yeah, it would be, but it would be super tough if you knew him and you didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
Like finding out that you're like, oh God, I just missed making A-team.
And Biden, he's like, yeah, I might as well do this.
While we're talking Biden, can I play a quick clip of audio? This is like just a butterfly that flew through the room. The other night, I told you guys that Falwell was on ESPN.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was very cool.
Are we going to do that tomorrow?
Yeah, the full tomorrow. But he was with a woman named Stephanie. Anybody got a last name? Turducken? I didn't catch her last name. I'd never heard her before. But I thought she kind of, at certain times, sounded like Joe Biden.
Well, it's easy sometimes to get caught up in the analytics, and he wants the holistic view of what they do on the defensive end.
Catch it, Seth.
Oh, I would have.
So a ball flies over.
We had a deflection in the backcourt. Oh,
Dave, did you deflect that?
In the backcourt.
They've got a deflection. I had that from the left-handed on. Come on.
That is Biden.
Come on.
I told you. Like, it's Biden or it's at least fake Biden.
Yeah.
Like, Dana, come on.
Come on, man.
They've got a deflection. I had that from the left-handed on. Come on.
Wow.
Great day for students in Enos ISD, I believe it's known as.
Ennis.
They have canceled classes after the city issued a boil water notice. Water main break. I see stories like these now. There was a roof, maybe a roof that collapsed at a school over in Keller. I believe no injuries, and just the joy that you would get out of any.
Oh yeah, that was your dream.
Any incident whatsoever. Like my daughter just recently figured out that the thermometer kind of doesn't lie. Like she'd been not feeling well. And we'd already kind of started the background talk of like, all right, what are we going to do if she can't go to school today? Where are we going to take her? What's the deal? And she's like, I don't feel good. Hit that thermometer. And she's like, what is this thing? We're all like, well, yeah, it says you're not sick. She's like, do it again. We're like, yeah, we will. And you're going to lose again. You're going
you
to
could be
school.
sick without a fever.
Yeah, but dude, here's the thing that's different about
You're why I'm sick.
Maybe.
Because you're forcing your kid to go to school even though she doesn't feel well.
Dude, here's the weird thing is...
And then she gives it to other people, and then they bring it home, and that's why my wife works at a school. Parents like you have made me sick.
Purple Heart?
I'm just saying. I'm just pointing out the facts.
You know the weird thing
with the shower.
The guy that didn't shower for a week
nothing
and
to do with
blaming
the shower.
everyone else for why he got sick.
On a plane twice. Going to a football game.
Staying in a hotel that you know they don't clean very well.
But it's weird. It's weird when your kid gets to public school, though, which we just did Montessori for basically pre-K. You can pretty much do whatever you want there.
Where?
Like attendance-wise. They're not going to, like, call the state.
Because you pay for it.
You pay for it.
Yeah.
But so with kindergarten, and I was talking to the wife about it that morning. I was like, well, what happens if she just doesn't go and doesn't go to the doctor?
And then you get, like
you can't do that.
If you get too many absences, yeah.
So anyways. You okay?
A little pizza coming up. Tastes good the second time.
This is a wild story out of Miami, one that makes me real thrilled about all the money that we spent with regard to fertility treatments. 2 inmates who have never met one another, a male and a female, have conceived a child.
Okay, go on.
They did a glory hole thing?
Basically.
I was joking.
Well, they didn't actually insert through the glory hole. By the way, how are glory holes doing?
Just because of COVID and everything?
Well, there was that time where, do you remember like Canada, maybe Canada or New York State put out like an advisory on how to bone during COVID?
Yeah.
And it was like, create your own sex wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you were supposed to get a piece of thick plywood and bore a hole in it.
You're so stupid.
That's like as bad as we're going to change the balls in the outfield in Major League Baseball because they could have COVID on them. No, just in general, like when you were in your ruffian days, like, did you know anybody who ever like used a glory hole?
No, I did. I always thought it was just a video thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Like it's all fake.
Okay.
Like no one ever actually has a glory hole. But I would like to hear from someone who has had experience with the glory hole.
Yeah, you want to ask the crowd?
On either side.
Go downstairs, see if the grandmas are still setting up. No, but these people struck up a relationship. Here, let me see if this story has a little bit better detail. They were both accused murderers. They were both facing a murder charge. And they never met in person, have never had physical contact. But they, like, passed. There was an outlet in between their cells. So I guess they weren't, like, in prison yet. So they were in the same jail but separate cells. Men's and women's are not going to be separated at a lot of places before prison. So they started talking through their air conditioner vent. They started passing notes. A little romance fires up. And the woman shared that, one day I'd like to have a kid. This murder charge feels like it's going to be a real hindrance to that process. And they started talking about it, and they said, you know what, we're going to try this. They used bedding to make a line, not like FanDuel. They used linens to make a line between their 2 vents, and he would then use that to pass semen rolled in saran wrap into her cell. She says, quote, he would take it, he would kind of like roll it up almost like a cigarette, and he would attach it to the line that we had in the vent, and I would pull it through. From there, I had placed it inside of, the yeast infection applicators. I placed it inside of there, and from there, I administered it.
Nice.
She turkey basted herself.
What a story.
And you're right. You had to pay big money for yours.
Dude, I'm having to give shots every day. I'm having just infinite sadness and disappointment and doctor's visits. And this guy's like, what if I just
So she got pregnant?
come on this saran wrap and throw it at somebody?
And it worked?
Yeah, the kid was born recently.
Damn.
What a great story that kid will be
true
able to tell.
True love.
Yeah.
All right, there's your news.
Oh. Prepared for that?
The Dumb Zone.
Kind of my deal.
Like and subscribe.
Today in History is going to be brought to us by Fairlease. And it seems like that's where I'm handing it off to you, but you're looking at your phone.
Sorry, I got a dog at the vet. We're having a little surgery situation.
What do you got going on?
I'll explain to you in a second. Fairlease.org. That is the site you need to check out for our friends at Fairlease, who will help you upgrade your vehicle situation and do it super, super easily. You can do this all from the comfort of your home. Going to the car dealership is a massive beating. It's a huge waste of time. It's very uncomfortable. And it's unfair in a lot of ways. They're predatory at times, in fact. So this is cost-effective leasing. Blake?
Do they increase negative equity?
That's the same question from the first five. Check them out right now. You can do all this from your home. You can sign documents. They can hook you up with your trade-in value. They'll bring the car to you. Do it the easy way with Fairlease at fairlease.org. Yeah, so those like tumors that my dogs had before.
Yeah, that exploded on you.
A couple months ago, I took her to the doctor for shots, and I was like, hey, I think she's got like a tick. Looked like a tick on her undercarriage. It was bulbous. Didn't look like the tumors of old. And they looked at it and they said, that's not a tick. It's one of those tumors that she had before, and we're going to test it. So they tested it, and they said, this one's not cancerous. It's benign. I'm like, yeah, this one looks different, though. Like it's bulging out. To me, it looked like her nipple. But dog nipples are kind of like in, I guess, after they've been spayed. I don't know. But it looked like a big bulbous nipple. And it just kept getting bigger. And last week, my brother came in town, and he went over there with his dog. I did not inform him of the bulbous nipple situation. I know not to touch it. But I think my dog was playing with my brother and his dog, and they got a little rough. And my brother calls me. He's like, do you know your dog's bleeding everywhere? Like, he ruptured it. So I had to drive her to the emergency room last night at like 11 o'clock.
Oh, man.
To stay overnight and have it removed. Yeah, it's disgusting. And they also like had to sit down with me of like, you know, there's a risk in putting this dog under, right? He's very old.
Okay. And you're like, yeah, cool.
Oh, no.
The Dumb Zone presents Today.
But I don't think the phone call I just received is it went terribly. Find out tomorrow.
Got that Apple update? Is it like giving you the transcription as the phone call comes in?
I love that.
Do you love that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not aware of that.
Like you'll look on your phone, and even if you're on the phone with someone else, you'll just see it being typed out. Like if they're leaving a voicemail, it's typing it out right in front of you. It's kind of cool.
Damn.
Yeah. So then we could just do more at once than we've been doing.
Great.
You know what's a beating though? With that update, if you listen to podcasts, and we hope you do.
That's right.
So I'm listening to a podcast this morning, and somebody texted me, maybe one of you guys, and it will stop down and then read the text to you.
Oh, no go! You got to get
like
that
in my
disabled.
AirPods. So I got to figure out how to turn that off.
That's
apparently,
not good.
it's just like comes with it. Like you have to figure out how to turn off your Amber Alerts and all that.
I would never.
Well, I did because I live for me. The world revolves around me. Today is Monday, December 2nd. Less than 30 days left in the year now. Are you prepared? Have you bought a Christmas present yet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
How about yours?
Me?
Yeah, I bought both y'all's, actually, over the weekend.
Well, now I guess we got to buy him a present, Blake.
That's not what I was doing. I'm a large now, down from XL.
On this day in 2010, Texas Governor Rick Perry named Chuck Norris honorary member of the Texas Rangers Law Enforcement Agency.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And his brother Aaron.
Boy, that
feels nepotism-y. Like, what did Aaron Norris ever do?
It's very Frank Stallone.
On this day in 2009, Tiger Woods issued a statement saying he let his family down with transgressions. that he regretted with all of my heart, and that he would deal with his personal life behind closed doors. Transgressions. That's great.
Yeah, it is. Quite the net.
Nobody ever does anything with half their heart.
All of my heart I deal with it. On this day in 2012, Tony Romo passes Troy Aikman for most career touchdown passes for the Cowboys. Has Dak beat that?
Yeah.
Has he passed all Romo's categories now? So we could stop this maybe Romo is a Hall of Famer thing? Were you ever on that?
Yeah.
You realize that's ridiculous, right?
Well, I don't care about the Hall of Fame, but I got drawn into it for one reason and one reason only, and that's because of Eli Manning.
No, Dak's still 35 behind Romo.
Will he pass him?
Yeah, he will next year. But I got drawn into it because...
You're high.
Okay, but if Cooper Rush doesn't lose a game the rest of the season...
Dak's going to have one more big year.
He ain't going to have 35 touchdowns.
If Cooper Rush wins the Super Bowl, does Dak play again?
Yeah. Rob's so over our sports talk.
Really all I had.
I kind of am too. No, Dak's coming back. He's going to be better than ever for 1 year.
And on this day in 2020, issuing a final rule covering animals on airplanes, the Transportation Department said only dogs can fly as service animals and that pets used for emotional support do not count. So your duck, your whatever.
I'm pretty sure somebody at DFW tried, what's the bird, this big showy bird?
Peacock?
A peacock, yeah. And that was like the last straw.
Well, somebody tried a mini horse.
I do remember the miniature horse.
And that got Tim Ryan in trouble for some reason.
Oh, that was awesome. Local news guy's like, all right, come on.
So apparently, my old neighborhood over by Flagpole Hill, Northwest Highway in Adelia, the back of the neighborhood is overrun with peacocks. I have a friend. Oh, you know about this?
Yeah, it's one street.
Yeah. Back when I lived there 20 years ago or so, there was one peacock.
Maybe doing
And now
it?
they say you drive back there and there's just peacocks all over the place.
On roofs.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, that's an underratedly
Do you know the street
terrifying-
name? I lived on Shoreview, I think. But if you keep going Shoreview back into the neighborhood, it's a... Just, again, go to Flagpole Hill and ask where the peacocks are.
That I feel like that's got to be a sneakily mean animal.
By the way, this is a good time. People can start sending us your hidden gem. I don't know if you guys care about this, but I like driving around looking at Christmas lights. In certain neighborhoods, like obviously Interlaken, that's not a hidden gem, though. Like there are some hidden gems around, though. You'll find one. Oh, man, in Richland, there's or North Richland Hill, there's this.
Diamond Lock over there.
Is there something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Diamond Lock in Richland Hills, North Richland Hills is very solid.
But you know the big red tree in Colleyville.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure if it's still going to be around.
I was going to say, I thought.
We'll have to check in with our good listener. But I like taking people's advice on that. Appreciate it. Today's birthdays include Aaron Rodgers, 41.
Tough situation.
Will he play after this year?
No. Although, who knows, man? Like, this RFK thing might have put some wind in his sails.
Can you see him being part of the administration? In some way. Like, is he on board with RFK?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was he was supporting him until I think he's only with Trump by proxy of RFK.
Did you see RFK's, like, Instagram photo today?
No, I saw him and Cheryl. Is it that one?
No. It's him shirtless with some other big muscle guy.
Yeah. Cheryl sells some sort of snake oil. Like Gwyneth Paltrow style. And she was doing a video where she was testing out the product or showing it to you, and behind her is RFK showering in a glass. You know, it's all a glassed-in shower, and her head is just kind of over where you would see his junk. Not weird at all.
Do you like the full glass shower? Like, I like the smoky bottom half. Like, why do you need to be in there just naked for everybody to look at?
Well, why would there be people in there?
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I mean, they were taking a picture.
Yeah.
Jason Collins is 46.
Is he basketball?
Yeah.
Gay?
Gay.
Okay.
That's why he's notable here.
I thought didn't we just do John Amici?
We did.
Both guys who, I think they both came out post-retirement, right?
Yeah. That means there are current gay NBA players.
Sure. Current all sports.
No. Not football, bro.
No? No way.
Not ice skating, bro. Monica Seles is 51. She grunts a lot when she hits.
Okay.
Alan Henderson, former Mav, 52.
Wow. I haven't thought about him in forever.
Actor Stephen Bauer is 68.
Why would I know him?
He was in Scarface. He's like the, not the brother.
Oh, he's Manny.
In Scarface?
Yeah.
He looks like Juan Gonzalez, I thought, in Scarface.
That's actually not racist. He looks exactly like Juan Gonzalez.
Thank you. You wanted, so your initial reaction is Dan's racist.
Kind of as a starting point.
Yeah.
And we work from there.
Lucy Liu, 56.
She's great.
Yeah. Actor Joe Lo Truglio.
Oh.
He's 54.
He's funny. He's in
Impractical Jokers?
No.
And now was that racist?
I thought he was in Role Models.
He probably was Superbad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the guy that got the...
He's got $13 to pay off Jonah Hill.
I remember this guy. He's got an interesting look.
Says here The State. I remember watching The State a long time ago. Do you guys ever hear of that?
No.
It's like a comedy sketch thing. Whatever.
Sounds like it took off.
Paul Watson is 74. The captain of the Sea Shepherd. Remember that? It was some reality show. Were they the ones trying to stop people from whaling or something?
Oh, okay.
Or killing dolphins? Or
Man, remember that era?
Yeah. Britney Spears, 43.
Blake.
Still crazy.
We don't use that word anymore.
Still wild.
And Jake, save this one for you, bruv.
Thanks.
Actor Dan Butler is 70. Go on. Talk about Dan Butler.
Can you give me a
We'll
hint?
give you a minute or two.
Platform's yours. Go ahead.
Can you give me a hint?
I know you're just playing.
Come on, Jake.
Is this coy? What is it?
Yeah, I'm playing coy.
Come on.
But I still need a hint to...
You know
He's
who
your
it is.
guy.
Looking it up now.
He's on Frasier?
Look at him playing coy.
I know.
He's not even one of the main guys.
Bulldog on Frasier. You love Bulldog.
There was a character named Bulldog? Jeez.
I thought that's why you wanted us to call you Bulldog.
The name of the street with a bunch of peacocks on it, according to Video Man, is Eagle Trail.
That's ironic. Thank you, Ron.
Eagle Trail
Confidence
in
booster.
Lake Highlands. It's somewhere around Northwest Highway and Flagpole Hill. Look for a flag.
What if those coyotes run into him?
I mean, I guess they get up on the roof then, huh?
Probably.
They're peacocks.
That's wild.
They can fly. Can they fly? Apparently. Just a short distance? Like, you never see, like,
The
a
real
flock
question
of
is
peacocks.
the real question is how many legs?
Totally 2 legs. But do they have any little arms, or is just the...
I don't know,
Because the
man.
feathers are in the back, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, we got to run, I think.
Born on this day, now dead, William Cooper founded Cooperstown, New York.
That's
What?
a beautiful... Yeah,
They
when,
can fly like that?
I thought the
Okay,
back
so
part
they do
all
have
went
big
out.
wings, and then they have
back-
the big
okay.
tail.
I didn't
the
know
tail
that.
is the thing.
Didn't know that.
And Gianni Versace.
Versace.
Dead on this day, still dead. Marquis de Sade. Sadism and the word sadist are derived from his name. So he must have been
doing
like
bad stuff.
I guess that's what is sadism?
That's like being.
What's BDSM? What does that stand for?
Something domination.
Bondage?
Masochism. Yeah, bondage. There you go.
Sadism?
Yeah.
Okay. And died on this day is Pablo Escobar.
Bondage,
disease.
Yeah, whatever.
Balls, dick, sack,
suck, meat. Balls, dick,
history.
sack, meat. I like the role-playing element, though. That sounds fun.
Do we do a little closing remarks with Steve Nolan?
Hop
Here,
on over.
Grab this. We got length.
Steve.
It's Pizza Steve here, who has invited us out to Garland.
Well, thanks for coming out.
Do you have any? Are you like involved in owning this place or
No, so this is it's an HOA. So there's about 800 homes in the HOA, and then I provide tennis and pickleball that help drive revenue to help keep it up, and provide better service for the HOA. So it's a great, with the cost of like country clubs now.
Oh, you're telling me.
Tell me about it.
Did they give you a break on this HOA fees?
This is the best. It's the best bargain in town. I mean,
you, since you drive all this revenue.
Well, I don't drive that much revenue, but it does help. And like I said, it's win-win. It's a great community here. It's flipping over, like I said. We always joke because of Garland, but like I said, one of the few places that has a green belt, 10 tennis courts, pool, and a gym.
It's nice.
For HOA, it's under $100 a month. There's no country club that you're not paying $400 or $500 a month, and the IDs are going. I can't believe it.
So Garland just has bad PR, you're saying?
Garland has bad PR. But when you think of Garland, you think of Jim Miller Road.
Yeah.
There. This is really, we're right at Collin County, Dallas County, Richardson, Plano. It's all the border.
The gateway to the whatever.
No, keep going.
Just to good stuff.
Well, like I said, it's great to have them out here. And like I said, I'll keep it short because I know Reddit doesn't want nobody wants to. But nobody wants to hear the listeners talk.
No,
there for you. But
we do.
One thing with the guys here is, when I left, I was at a place for a long time and came here. You get self-employed, independent contractor, and you get on your own, and it is difficult. There's a lot of cost and challenges. And it's very rewarding, but
when
it is. When I was at a place for 27 years and left, and it's almost almost was like a death when you leave somewhere. I'm sure what y'all felt for a while when you've been somewhere for a long time. Saying, wow, I thought I was going to be here forever, and then you do something different, and you kind of see, but the grass can be greener. So, like I said, I've had a lot of people really help me to get this going. So I was thinking, well, I can help these guys out. They've been good, and this will be a good time. And to Colin. I know Colin did it, and ex-intern Rachel for helping push it. But everybody, like, when you spend your money, subscribe, give it to an independent contractor, give it to someone self-employed, give it to someone who's willing to bet on themselves. A lot of people, hey, it's not that it's easy to be an employee, but when you work for yourself, there's a lot of heartache, but in the long run, it's definitely worth it. And you just have to work hard and keep plowing away. And then even when things are going well, you got to be humble. And I'm going to start like a Russell Wilson thing or something.
Steve, can you be my dad?
I was going to say, though, no, you sound like you're doing great PR for us. And, but that's similar to what you're doing for, like, we are the Garland of podcasts.
Okay,
we need Steve.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, but like I said, if you enjoy the guys, then hey, buy a calendar, buy a shirt, help them. It's not easy. It's not easy to do anything. Just like it's not easy in your jobs, but give it to the person that's willing to bet on themselves. You need to help them if they do something for you.
I want to go take on the day now.
Yeah,
we should have heard this before. We would have had a better show.
Yeah, for sure.
And my wife and kids are at home going, God, he's never positive when he's at home. And also gifts.
Ooh.
Oh, now we're talking.
Pizza and gifts.
Yeah.
So the top dominant is the partner who performs or controls.
Is that in BDSM?
Yeah.
What do we have? This is
how about that?
I believe this is a pickleball
racket.
Racket. Paddle.
Got a
now, this is
Mavericks.
only good for 13 plus. You have to be 13 or over.
Okay.
A
Not a problem
12-year-old
for me.
could not use this.
That's awesome.
Yes, a Mavericks pickleball paddle.
That's pretty sweet.
That is pretty sweet.
Pickleball really took off with COVID.
Yeah. Now the problem is we might have to play pickleball.
Yeah, so just pickleball really took off in COVID, and like I said, that's one of the things I get to manage because a lot of the tennis players hate pickleball.
Pickleball and alcoholism.
Yeah, both.
And they hate
booming
the
during
noise
COVID.
with the wiffle ball. But the one good thing with pickleball is anybody in 30 minutes can play. So it's just one of those things that if you start playing, you may not be good, but you can go out and play.
Olds were getting injured left and right?
Yeah, and people are getting injured left and right. Like if you teach someone over 70 to play, you're gonna have to teach them how to fall. Tuck and roll.
Okay, the Tua.
As Jake was talking about, the family member got hurt. I mean, people do get hurt. It's fun to play, but it's if you get into it, it can be active. You can also play with a beverage in your hand too.
How fun would it be to see some old get hurt, though? Wouldn't that be funny?
Now I'm the bad guy.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having us.
No,
thank you all for coming out.
Thanks for coming out, and thanks.
That guy looks exactly like Zach Lowe. I just want everybody to note that.
Are you offended by that?
He doesn't know who Zach Lowe is.
Yeah, I didn't know what Zach Lowe looked like. But
get him on camera.
I have now, and.
But yeah, but thanks for coming out.
Appreciate you, Steve.
Thanks,
Good times.
Steve.
Adios.
Adios, mofo.
We gotta go before this becomes a zoo.
Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe and type for my name if you want to watch more of my videos.
You see me in the bed and fight, pour honey on yourself. You see me in the bed and fight, pour honey on yourself. You see me in the bed and fight, pour honey on yourself. Honey on yourself. Honey on yourself. You see me in the bed and fight, pour honey on yourself. You see me in the bed and fight, pour honey on yourself. You see me in the bed and fight, pour honey on yourself. Honey on yourself. Honey on yourself. You see me in the bed and fight, pour honey on yourself. You see me in the bed and fight, pour honey on yourself. You see me in the bed and fight, pour honey on yourself. Honey on yourself. Honey on yourself. You see me in the bed and fight, pour honey on yourself. You see me in the bed and fight, pour honey on yourself.